Must be scheduled at least 10 minutes from now in 7 days. Please edit start time. So alright, saying it says edit now it's asking to edit start time. Alright, so now we gotta do it.
All right, what's going on? POPENENT says we live, Philadelphia, California. Yes, we don't say we got any issues so far, so good. 818, 819 out this way. Good, Shirley. How's the brother out that way?
Trying to flip. You
Right, right. Just
know what I'm saying? Trying to flip like my phone. Little flip. You know what I mean? Little flip to the big flip. I say peace and benedictions. You know what I'm saying? We live. Philadelphia low in the house. Hope Shango about to tap in soon. You know, he
yep,
on daddy duty.
Philadelphia.
He on daddy duty. Shout out to Black Dads. Black Dads matter. You know what I mean?
Right, right, righteous.
You know, I just want to just shout that out. I gotta reiterate that. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's a good thing to
Right,
be late for. I'm taking care of my kids, nigga. So, you know, shout out to black dads that, that take care of business. You know what I'm saying? Seriously.
righteous.
You know, because they be trying
It's
to
a
make
good
it
problem to
seem
have.
they try to make it right. That's a good problem to have. They try to make it seem like black dads don't exist. You know what I'm saying? I knew a few of them that get the damn shit done. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to black dads, But
Right.
we going in. What's the science for today, man? I'm listening to
Man,
the news right now, but what's the science for today?
the science is what we've been seeing is discrimination in all forms. And one of the forms of discrimination that's been coming up is genetic. And like one of the things that we talk about is like we don't want to give we're not giving medical advice or nothing else. But what we do is we do check the news, identify it, and we put it on the chopping the block.
And we talking about politics. We politicking
Righteous.
and talking about politics because it's needless to say this thing has become political. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
you have the right saying one thing and the left saying another thing. And you can argue that up amongst yourselves all you want. But at the end of the day,
Right.
this situation has become political. It's undeniable.
Right. And left cheek, right cheek is still the same as.
So I feel like that, now when y'all talking about, this it's how all these things is like when they gotta put they 1313 symbolism on it. So with a medical misinformation, right? It
Right.
is we not even talking about medical information. We're talking about politics. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're talking about shit that has to do with senators, congressmen, you know, people debating subjects that have to do with the livelihoods of the citizens of this country. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And abroad. And abroad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we that's what we doing. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get that disclaimer, for Karen too, and all these other people who wanna censor and they want to black check, you know what I'm saying? Because they not fact checking, they black checking. You know what I mean? They try to check
Right.
black
Right.
people, but it's all good though, because um when you become uncheckable, that's when you done the damn thing. And how do you become uncheckable? You go to sign up. You sign up to the Pope and ENT website. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
sign up for Red Pill
Right.
Rescue Live. You know what I mean? That's how you become untouchable. You know what I mean? Uncheckable. You publish your own content because we offer platforms that allow you to publish your own content and you own it. We don't want it. We want you to have it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when
Exactly.
you sign up on a website, you own your own content. So this is why we need everybody to check out Pope and ENT. We need you to go and
Right.
sign up before time's up. And whatever that could
Right.
be. We don't even really know, but we know that you need to have some urgency. You know what I'm saying? And that's so, you know what I'm saying. You need to have some urgency. So I'm gonna just say that. You know what I mean? But
Right. Right.
owning your own content is important. You know what I'm saying? Because when you upload content to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all these other places, the terms and conditions say that they own it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you have your own independent platforms, you know what I'm saying? You have the ability to publish your own shit first, and then you can
Right.
share it with YouTube. So
Right.
there's a lot of stuff on the website. Check out the forums, check out the villages. Check out all of the music, sound, the playlists, the artwork, all that. It's something for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
become a member. You know what I'm saying? Help the site grow. Help us to have our own places. Shout out to all of the independent places. Shout out to all of the black media, black social networks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody
That's
that's standing up against this censorship and muzzling this black checking of people. You know what I'm saying?
right. Right.
Shout out
Right.
to
Right.
y'all. You know what I mean? So we do. We talk about certain things and we talk about more things on our own independent site. So if you
Right.
ever interested in wondering why sometimes we hesitate when we talk, you know, um,
Right.
yeah, check out the site and you'll know why because censorship is a motherfucker. You know what I mean? We get strikes for next to nothing when we see people like Charleston White, calling out people's moms and their kids and pulling the guns out, all kind of guns out on YouTube and all that. And it's like,
Right.
we get banned for just saying things or you know what I mean,
Sharing. We get banned for sharing.
or showing fuzzy fight videos. You know what I'm saying? Shit that's not even clear. But I can watch a fight compilation or a snuff video from Fox or NBC or whoever posted on YouTube. So, that's why it's
Right.
important to check out the website. You know what I mean? We got some topics to talk about. I'm
Right.
stalling right now. We're trying to get Shango Shango back in the building. You know what I'm saying? So we can
Right.
have the discussion that we was having before we start the situation. So
Right.
we waiting on that. Um, we talking about discrimination, and we gonna work outside in. You know what I'm saying? Instead of
Right.
inside out today.
Teaching Tuesday. Teaching
So
Tuesday.
you know we had some things to discuss with some discrimination. There's Sean Go. He's back on right on cue. So
Right.
shout out to you, brother. You know what I mean?
Up.
What that shirt say right there for the people right there?
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
it's a Black Holocaust survivor.
There we go.
Yeah, I had got this shirt at the Million Man March years ago. This shit still fucking rock.
Yeah, and yeah, that John looking nice too. Whoever made that shirt, shout out to them because I need my shirt quality like that. You know what I'm saying? The last up for
Right.
years. We got some
Was
merchandise coming.
this
Look
was
out for
made
the
by this was made by our family in Rochester, New York, man. I know these people. You know what I'm
That's what's
saying?
up,
Good.
man.
Okay.
Hey, hey, look,
Man.
we
Black
scouting,
on
we're
business.
scouting. Right now, currently, we're scouting some merchandise makers. You know what I'm saying? Staying true to the MM
Right.
symbolism they like to put on us. But the
That's right.
Right.
merchandise makers, we're looking for merchandise makers to help us expand our brand. We got some fly logos, some fly concepts that we want to bring to people and have some merchandise. You know what I'm saying?
Stop.
So
Right. Right.
we're looking at
So
shirt
if that's your
qualities. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Shirts
So
that
if that's
hold
your
up. So
craft,
yeah,
Yes,
if you
sir.
got if you know that you make shirts and your shirts can withstand 117 washes in the washing machine, then hit us up because we want our
Hell yeah.
brands to last. Just like graffiti, we
That's
trying to live. We trying to live. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if
right.
any of y'all brothers ever did graffiti before.
Yes, I have.
I was
If you see behind you,
Cairo back in the day. But back in the day, I was Cairo when I was like in
bodies.
the seventh grade and shit.
Uh,
I used to be
oh yeah,
living in certain places. You know what I'm saying? You know.
right.
yeah.
The
I go to
graffiti
sleep.
scene was big in San Francisco.
hmm
Let me
So
go get Kiki.
I want to spark that conversation back up that we was having because it ties into some of the things that we wanted to present today. And we was talking about discrimination. So let's work outside. Let's start outside and go inside. You know what I'm saying? I think that would
Right.
be good. So Pope, you had something for us in regards to discrimination on a molecular level, like I guess in regards to DNA. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me pull this up. We got it. It don't let me regular share, so we're gonna big screen this thing. Oh yeah, struggle streaming at its finest.
Yeah, struggle streaming. Shout out to StreamYard. We're gonna pull up on you on Church Road. You know what I'm saying? We know
Mm-hmm.
you in Delaware. We're gonna pull up. We're gonna
Oh
pull up
shit.
and see what's up with this platform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, give us a
Because I
tour.
mean,
Right. We can ask
give
questions
us a
in
yeah,
person.
because we need a check. You know what I mean? So we trying to broker a deal, get a check. You know what I'm saying? Because we struggle streaming. You know, we beta testers
Right.
basically. You know, so we need a check.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We
Right.
we we
Right.
out. Matter of fact, we alpha testers. We ain't beta testing. We alpha testing. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the actual product that they have on the market. So we're testing the actual product. The beta a beta tester is testing something that hasn't hit the market yet. So we
Right.
alpha testing. You know what I'm saying? So we need to check. You know, we
Good
don't
to
pay we don't pay to figure out how the shit work. We pay for the shit to work. StreamYard. Remember that. You know what I'm saying?
that's a fact. Okay, Pope,
But yeah,
what you
I
got?
think Pope is frozen. He had
No,
some. He
I'm
had
back.
a you pulling up a clip for us? It's in the
Yep,
oven.
this
You know what I'm
right here.
saying?
Here we go. We baking. Let's see.
The news is buzzing out of Lund University, Malmo, Sweden. Marcus Alden is the first author. The first demonstration in a human hepatic or liver cell line that the Pfizer vaccine, in fact, reverse transcribes and installs DNA into the human genome.
Wow. And so, in simple terms, what does that mean, Dr. Bartlett?
Thank you for making it simple. So basically, there's an enzyme that can take that messenger RNA vaccine information and put it into the DNA of the person, into their DNA. And we were told that could not happen. So this is in a lab, but it's showing that you remember the vaccine is messenger RNA.
Yeah.
And we were told that messenger RNA could not go into your DNA, but this is showing that in a lab it can.
And so what happens when it does, Dr. Gold?
Well, can I answer slightly different than your
Yeah,
question?
yeah.
So one of the fun things about the last couple of years being a doctor and lawyer is this is a very interesting opportunity, and I think we're going to be bringing another lawsuit because there's actually federal law that you cannot discriminate against people for genetic discriminations. I forgot the acronym. I think it's GINA, G-I-N-A. GINA, right? So this now opens the door to saying that if you're not allowing somebody in who chose not to get the shot, that you're actually engaging in genetic discrimination. So I think this Sweden study, I think, opens the door to a new type of lawsuit.
If you're pregnant and you have this done, can that then affect your baby?
Yes, this is the alarming finding. The CDC says on its website very explicitly, this will not change your
politics.
DNA. The paper that came out of Sweden. Now, there'll be many more to confirm it, and the
It's
steps are
political.
to confirm it, to confirm that the entire code is installed, and then to actually confirm that it's expressed, meaning that the spike protein now is continuously expressed from human cells. But because the lipid nanoparticles are taken up everywhere, that means somatic cells in your organs, but also your gametocytes, actually the cells that actually are the sperm and the egg. If they are carrying it, that indeed means that, in fact, it could be passed to the daughter cells.
So that could be open up for birth defects.
Politics, politicking, sharing quotes and taking notes. Politics, 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 shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Politics is a pile of shit. You know, so we see these people discussing politics on I'm assuming that was The View, one of those TV shows. You know, but
Right.
people that are
Over
banned,
here.
people that are banned from certain platforms are going to other platforms to to discuss political matters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And of course, we're not providing any medical information. You know, we're discussing these politics that people are politicking. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Most definitely.
discrimination is a political situation. You know, so we know that the Constitution and we know that these laws were designed for human beings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People who have people who have a certain genetic code, certain genetic structure. You know what I'm saying? So if something, for whatever reason, has tampered with that genetic structure, is it arguable that these people are still what we consider to be human? Now, when I say these people, we know what that means. So I'm not going to quantify on that on that aspect. But what I
Right.
will say is that you know I wouldn't consider a person who has had an installation any less human, because of that.
Right.
I'm not discriminating on anybody, and I don't support discrimination in any way, shape, or form. However,
Exactly.
we do have to look at what's happening in the political arena. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these things, whether people want to realize it or not, they have turned political. So we're not
Mm-hmm.
talking about things other than politics. When you start denying people's rights, it becomes a political matter. You know what I'm saying? Because rights are
Right.
determined by politicians, right?
Right.
So it's irrefutable that this is a political matter. So we're talking about discrimination here, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
um, is it arguable now? Do these people? I just want to ask y'all: do you think that these people have a valid argument with this political position of discrimination on people who could be viewed as something other than human, and people who are would be viewed as natural humans?
Right. Most definitely.
Shango, you there?
Yeah, no, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
Because it comes.
what you think about that, Shango?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know what? This is not even my my topic. I'm just listening.
We you are a statesman. You out in the streets, and
Right.
you step up for the
Right.
people. You're a nationalist,
Well,
and you know about discrimination. You know what I'm
I'm gonna
saying?
keep it 100,
You
man.
hold you got buffalo on your shoulders, and you know
Right.
about discrimination. So just in that aspect, you could quantify on that subject. What does discrimination mean to you?
Right. Well, I mean, discrimination is segregation, right?
Hmm.
And in my younger days, my mom's always told me, "Don't ever be nowhere where you ain't home." You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? And,
Facts.
and I believe that we only go through this problem because we don't have things of our own. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? For
Facts.
me,
Facts.
I try not to buy outside my culture if I can help it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So I don't run into segregation, often. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
if you gotta like buy black model, you know what I'm saying, then you understand, what segregation is.
Right.
Now
Right.
segregation from a large level, I do support. I think that
I get
we
you.
need to be separated from um the the perception of the higher class,
Right.
so to speak. I gotta
I
watch
get
my
you. I
word.
get you. No, I get you.
Yeah.
I
So
understand what you're saying, and
right.
that's a good point. You know what I mean? But you to keep going if you want. I don't want to cut your wisdom.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Like, I just think that segregation and discrimination is a form of. It's a natural form. I mean,
Right.
let's
Wow. Yeah.
let's just
Hey,
keep it.
that's a good. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
Good
keep it
point.
funky,
Good
man.
point.
Like,
Good point.
I mean, like,
It's natural.
the
Right. That's a
NBA
good point.
discriminates. The
Right.
NBA discriminates. The NFL discriminates. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, we can't pick and choose discrimination when it suits and when it fits us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Good point.
if
Good
I
point.
had a business, I'm promoting my business by for black folks. Period.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you want to
Good
label
point.
me a discriminator, then shit, it is what it is. I'm not
Good
promoting it
point.
for you.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
good
So I
Right.
point.
have no problem with segregation or discrimination. You know what I'm saying? In fact, the Jews, if you go to, New York City right now and try to set you up a shop in motherfucking middle of Jewtown, motherfucker, you getting discriminated. Ain't nobody
Right.
buying shit from you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. Right.
Discrimination keeps the culture strong. You the
They gonna make
segregation
sure
keeps the culture strong.
that the loan don't go through.
And those are all good points that you made in reference
Get out.
to discrimination. And when we overlay that with what's happening here, this form of discrimination, might not tickle everybody's fancy, but when you look at the things from the way that he detailed it, it supports what they support. So if they want certain people out of society, they can use these new forms of discrimination to do that, to strengthen their culture. You know what I'm saying? So those are all great points that you brought, and because that helps us to better understand how
Well,
these people view
well,
what
well,
they're trying to do.
well,
You know,
niggas. Let me just put it to you like this, brother. I leave it like this. As long as niggas want to buy Gucci, we put ourselves in a position to be discriminated.
right,
Fact.
right.
Fact.
Good point. So as long as you want to be up in the mix and up around these people, you put yourself in a position to be discriminated. Good point.
Faculty message.
And I'm so glad that you brought that to the table, because that really helps us to speed up this process here. And what we're trying to get to is that
Right.
a lot of people, the illusion of inclusion is prevalent amongst us, and we want to be
Right.
in the mix, and we want to be involved with people who don't want us around. And just like how he started off quoting his mom, he said, "You shouldn't be here." And I don't want to botch this, but I'm gonna summarize it the best I can. You shouldn't want to be around people who don't want you around. You know,
Right.
if they don't want you around, why you want to be around them? You know what I'm saying? Now you
Right.
being a groupie now. You know what I'm saying? That's what groupies do.
Right.
So,
For
if
real.
these people is putting things in place to trying to push you out of society, then what better time is it to start your own society?
That's right.
If they doing things to push us off a line and kick us off YouTube and kick us off social media, what better time is it to start your own situation?
Right.
You know what I'm
Own
saying?
your own content.
So oh yeah,
Content is
so that's
actually the
why
most valuable
that's
thing on the planet.
so video clips like the one that Poe played, and a lot of more that break the surface or really dig deep, can be found on the site, where we
Right.
can't play them online, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Exactly.
I just had to plug that again, shameless plug. What they say, smash that like button, like and subscribe. Uh,
Yep. Share if you
um,
care. Share if
share
you
if you
don't
care.
care. It's somebody that
Yeah,
right. It's somebody that care enough to both of
donate if you don't hate. What's the best nation? Donation.
them. For sure.
uh but you know what I mean, but no, but
But
seriously though, but we getting back to the topic of discrimination. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
let's work inward. You know what I'm saying? So now we starting with this new form of discrimination, and we dealing with what discrimination means to us, what it means to our
Right.
people. You know what I'm saying? And what it
Right.
means to oppressors. So both people actually share a common goal in that, is about uh preserving something that's yours, or preserving something that you want to create. You know what I'm saying? And these people
Right.
trying to create an environment that supports their narrative and what they want. And if you're not a part of that narrative, then they don't want you a part of their society. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is a new
Hey.
form of discrimination that can make us even look at human beings differently. Because it's like, it brings a new argument to the table. Because if people's genetic makeup is being changed, then are they still human? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And if they
People ain't
and if
having
they
that
and if they are
dialogue.
human and if they are human, then how do these laws apply to them if they're not human? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Does the
And
Constitution and certain laws that are given to you, at birth, are they relinquished at the time that your DNA is mutated or altered?
altered.
These bring good questions to the table. So, the core of this is really at discrimination, because it's like, all right, if a lot of us depend heavily on the laws and what we had a right to do and all of that, and if these rights and these laws were designed for humans with a certain genetic makeup, then what does that say about people who have a different genetic makeup? And if these people
ownership.
are hijacking the laws that are designed for regular humans, allegedly, because this is all alleged, we're not drawing any
Right.
conclusions here. We're just discussing some
Right.
things. So,
Right.
what does that say?
Current events.
Is this a law? Is this a war about um statehood and laws that are given to you, by your government? You know what I'm saying? Now, of
Right.
course, of course, and of course, as Black people, we know all about that. Like how I was trying to go describe, segregation. And when you think
Right.
about the time of segregation that we had in this country, it was actually better for Black people. You know,
Right.
a lot of people want to debate that, but when you look at the statistics, you look at the community makeup. Those things
Togetherness.
were definitely, yeah, togetherness were definitely stronger in the times of segregation. So
Right.
when we integrated as a people, what did we actually get? You know what I'm
We
saying?
became the economy. We became the economy. Without us, there would have been no economy. They couldn't have paid other people lower wages than what they paid themselves. Then
Right.
people weren't going to go for that shit.
Right.
Like KRS-One said it best. We are the economy. Eliminate us from the equation, they never would have been able to build this situation.
And then that also brings up the aspect of identity. How do people view
Right.
themselves? That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? So if one digests this information and says to themselves, well, if my DNA is different, then maybe I'm different. How do they view themselves? Do they view themselves as remember that movie Blade Runner
Hey, people
that
view
came out?
themselves too goddamn different. Too many different
Y'all
goddamn things as it is.
y'all remember that movie Blade Runner that came out in the 80s
Yep. The
where they
the
had
old
the
one with Schwarzenegger.
no, I think it was Harrison Ford or something. But they had a lot of cyborg
Okay, you
type
got it.
drones. Schwarzenegger was in that
Right.
movie Total Recall, and they had the android
Yep.
people in there. Now think about it.
Right.
Those people were androids, cyborgs and shit. And we got a lot of people right
Mm-hmm.
now got phones that are androids, and android means
Mm-hmm.
man-like. You know what I'm saying? Or like robotic. You know what I'm saying? Man, something that's like a human. You know what I'm saying? So Android is running on Google, and Google has the I think it's called the GPU is called Adreno, right?
Right.
So
Right.
the so the gra- so the
Adrenochrome.
so the Adreno is running on the browser that's called Chrome. And just like the good brother
Mhm.
just beat me to the punch, he said adrenochrome. You know what I'm saying? And even when you look at the
Right.
logo for the Chrome logo, it's three sixes, and that's a whole other can of worms.
Trying
But
to book.
Right.
say it again.
I said I'm trying to log in my book now.
That's funny.
That is
But
funny.
you know, individualism. People, how do they see themselves? With this possible alleged discrimination. How do they see themselves? Even when you think about multiculturalism and people and the idea of being mixed. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Mhm. Yep.
it brings
Exactly.
all of that to discussion. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, like
Right.
one thing that I was thinking about is that, like, when you think of a mixed person, right? You think of a person um who has involuntary implications into their family tree. You know what I'm saying? So people have
Right.
because they say we can't say certain words. So
Right.
some people who have forced their way into someone's family tree, you know what I'm saying, against their will, you know, um, how do those people see themselves as opposed to somebody who willingly joined in a union or intercourse with, someone of a different race. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's arguable that a person who, you know, um, that I described in the first part, those people would see themselves as somebody who would be genetically compromised, meaning that I have somebody else's DNA in me that I don't want in me and I don't claim and I don't acknowledge, as
So
opposed to somebody.
you know the story goes that Malcolm's mother was a mulatto, right?
Mhm.
and her mom's was raped by some white man.
Now, Shango, I just gotta hold you up real quick. Um, Allegedly, we can't say that word, so
Right,
we gotta find a different way
right,
to convey
right,
that. You know what I
right.
mean?
Allegedly, she was assaulted,
Right,
sexually assaulted
right.
by a European, and because of it, he hated her light skin. Now, in the book, out book that we'll be talking about, Alex, um, it reads she found Earl Little because he was the biggest black that she can find. You know what I'm saying? And then the opposite, he loved her because high and yeah, right? So this is psychological thing we deal with when we deal with colorism,
Mm.
right? The book, Malcolm said his mom's will be so hard on because he was more of the fair. He said, she'll be more nicer to Gilbert and all the other brothers because they were dark. But on the flip side, Malcolm was his father's favorite because he was like,
Mm.
why Malcolm go to meetings, go and father speak because the relationship that his father had was because of a color comment.
Okay.
And so what we're dealing with colorism is gets deep. Now the term that they like to call is mulatto. We say mixed, half breed, you know what I'm saying? But the mulatto so-called race, we have heard some even say we're our own race because of the confusion that's brought behind. You know what I'm saying? Like just imagine for pop off mulatto. You know what I'm
There
saying?
actually is
Go ahead.
separated words, and there's actually in older books, as mulattoes as a own entity of people. And when you go back into their history on their initial creation of that, they knew what would happen with the mother and the father situation through a generation of confusion.
Now, y'all familiar with the book Destruction of Black Civilization? I don't know if I cut out my audio. Cut out. Hold on. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna go out and come back in. My audio cut out.
You. Oh.
Yeah. Are you there? Oh, yes, sir. Man, I tell you, they be trying to put that everywhere.
Hell yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, listen, let me.
Yes, sir. You gonna buzz in?
Yeah, I gotta get these girls together. Hold on.
Yeah, for sure. Handle business. You know what I mean? You can also put the little camera mute thing on there. We got this.
Yeah.
We'll take care of it. We got you covered, brother. You handling your business.
Yeah, I had to
Yes,
come
sir.
back out and come back
Respect.
in. My audio was messed up. But yeah,
Shout
we
out to
smooth
those
now.
that do. And other folks just say
Struggle,
that.
struggle streaming. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag struggle streaming. You know what I mean?
Right. For sure.
Put every time the video mess up. If y'all watching this, do us a favor. Put the hashtag struggle streaming in the comments section. You know what I'm saying? Anytime the
Right.
audio,
That'll
if
help
there's
us
something
out.
mess up, that'll help us out. Struggle streaming. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
I wanted to add to what your brothers were saying about the mulatto statehood. You know what I'm saying? Now
Right.
like we can understand that there's a creation date
Mm-hmm.
or a creation era. You know what I'm saying? Rather,
Mm-hmm.
you know
Right.
of the whole mulatto situation, right? Now
Mm-hmm. Right.
now like I was saying, like do those people who have been compromised by people who have forced themselves on them, do they identify more with or lesser with with those people? that they're genetically connected with, or is it like is it a political thing? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because it used to be 1/16th, right?
Right. Like, we would hear a lot of people say, like, if you got
Right.
a drop of black blood in you, then you black. And a lot of people ran with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But even right now, we're seeing a change and a shift in that. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing like right now on YouTube, I think they got like a group that's called like the Golden Sphere, and it's like
Right.
people that it's like a multicultural thing where a lot of people are really embracing that whole vibe, like that I'm everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not black, I'm
Oh
not white,
boy.
I'm everything. You know.
Oh, they
Um,
predicted it.
now now one thing I want to say is that I want to quote the good brother, I forget his name right now. Uh I think his name no Dr. Anderson, I forget his first name. I wanted to say his first name. But he worked good. He worked a lot with in politics, with the Clinton administration, a couple of other different administrations. I'm trying to say his accolades so his name comes back to me. Claude Anderson. Right, here we go.
Claude
So
Anderson.
so I want to quote Claude Anderson where he says, something that's for everybody is for nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, there is definitely some confusion and even struggle and internal war, with that. But one has to claim who they are. You know what I'm saying? And it has to be some kind of structure or even guidelines, in that matter. Like, that's why I was asking the question about how does one determine who they are? Is it just because you like this? Is it because your people were, somebody forced themselves on your people? You know, how is it determined? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And which one do people run with?
Yeah, because
And
I
which
mean,
is
people
the
can run with
influence?
whatever they want to run with, but that people can come up with concepts in their mind. But which one can be deemed official? Which one is more
Right.
probable? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
because one of the things that we always hear,
Based
like I
on what
remember
circumstances?
I remember on the song Styles P, I'm black. He had lyrics on there. I'm a quote. He said I'm black even though my skin's kind of light. That's because my ancestors was blanked by somebody white. You know what I'm saying? And of course we know what
Hmm.
that blank was there, the word that we can't say. But
Hmm.
uh is that the default? And if that was the default, is that still the default?
That's only if you acknowledge it. Like, I don't acknowledge. Why would you acknowledge a rape? Why would you call rapist or anything your uncle or your, you know what I'm saying, pops
Right.
and shit like that? Like, we talk about this, well, this thing because that's where this Wade versus Roe versus Wade came from. Situations like that. Somebody trying to take the monkey. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying is like it's psychological to even acknowledge it. Somebody takes something against your will, you're not a part of that. You know what I'm
All right.
saying? You know what I mean? Or you don't even have to acknowledge you're a part of that. You know what I'm saying? I would think that you kind of opt out. There's or same situation. You know, you just get dropped off. Don't even know their family, or
Yeah,
anything.
I mean, because it's a good question because does force dictate who you are, or does choice dictate who you are?
Right.
Well, there's cases where the father was able, or yeah, say the
Because
father.
all right, I got a question in this. All right, take in reference to the video that we looked at the top of the video. Now let's say these people whose DNA is being altered, let's say they develop some different type of hue. Let's say they turn green or something, or you know what I'm saying, or
Right.
some other type of color. Are those people a new race? And do they claim that because it was forced on them? Some people it was forced on them. Some people they willingly went on a date with a man. You know, um,
Right.
but I'm saying some of them willingly signed up for that, and some people were forced to do it. So if that was to, if that in itself, theoretically, if that was to create a new race, right, or a new hue, right, a new hue for the man, human, because remember, human is the hue, like the color wheel, the hue. And
Right. Right.
one thing about colors is that no, everybody can has to attest to this, that all the shades of humans can be found in the earth. You know, from salt to charcoal. You know what I'm saying, and everything in between. You know, you got the red dirt. You know, clay dirt. You know what I'm saying. You know, sand, right? Mud, soil. You know what I'm saying? So all of the different shades of humans can be found in the earth. Interesting, right? None of us can deny that. You know? So it's like it brings a new aspect to the table. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all hear me or did I cut out? Did I
Well,
cut out? Did y'all hear me or did I cut out? I think he frozen. Yeah,
is he?
yeah, he's that white girl from the Disney movie right now. He frozen. Struggle streaming. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag struggle streaming.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
But
crazy.
but did you hear what I said though? Because I ain't want to keep going if you didn't hear me.
I hear you loud and clear.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Say it again.
Are you back?
Yep, I'm back.
Get
You
out of
said
here.
soil, sand, soil, earth. I was about there.
Yeah, all of the different hues can be found in Earth. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So you know, but you know, in just even in that aspect, you know, humans and people who are could be considered transhuman, right?
Hmm.
Would
Yep.
would they
Whether they
be
work
like
on cars or not.
right? Because these people would be, you know, because their DNA is modified, you know, allegedly, that these people
Hmm.
would then allegedly be transhuman. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know
Right.
what? I'm gonna give it to you like plain and simple. If you can't withstand the sun, start up. You know what I'm saying? Everything in this nature has a relationship with the sun. You know,
Right.
from stands to the joints. There's only one thing in this world that I can know that only gets beat up by the sun. You know what I'm saying? Now, is that human or not? Is the earth cleansing itself from the unnatural elements that we have in this world? Now, let me remind you this, right? Cancer blood cells. Anything that we learn is bad. Sugar, flour, bleach, anything that's bleached, you know what I mean, is deemed uh, uh not consumable. You know, now
Right.
that's was by
Hmm.
our honorable Dr. Sabi, rest his soul, told us
Right.
not, you know, nothing we consume is white, right? So although we have
Right.
shades of this particular white, right? Are they a benefit to the human race, or are they a subtraction? We know that black ants are the builder ants, white ants are the termites. They eat your house up, eat holes through your whole foundation, you collapse, right? You know, so they're considered pesticides, pests, right?
Hmm.
So I'm just
Right.
saying, I don't know
Now,
if you
I mean, you know, you're bringing good points to the table. I don't want you to feel like what you're
no, no,
saying is
no,
incendiary. You know,
right,
these
right.
are good points. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I
Right.
want to
Right.
add to that is
Exactly.
that one thing I want to add to that is that you know, same thing that happens on the microcosm happens on a macrocosm. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
if we're seeing these things happen in relationships between humans, right? You know,
Hmm.
every you know, like a phrase that some people like. When you go to any four corners of the earth, if you go to the four corners of the earth, you will find stories of people having um a hatred, or the explaining some
Disdain.
situations, yeah, disdain for some people who came to their land and did something to them, right?
Right. 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 Right.
You know,
Right.
we that's not argue. That's you can't argue that. And one of the craziest things about that is that how is it that that people who have that resume, who literally have people from all four corners of the world saying that, yeah, these people came here and did these bad things to us. How is it that black people have become the threat? How are we
Right.
now the threat?
But it's
You know, who did that? Who worked on the psyche of the world to convince them that when we step in the room, we're a threat and they're not, even though on their track record, they got you know what I'm saying? They have dirt on them, you know what I'm saying,
the nature.
stemming from all around the world.
It's the nature of
Right.
competition. Now, if you go ask the hyena, you know what I'm saying, a story about the hyena, he gonna tell you fuck them lions. You know what I'm saying? The lion tell you vice versa. You know, fuck
Right.
them hyenas. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
Now, one
Yo,
is
I'm a dip in real I'm gonna dip out real quick and I'm gonna come back
what
in real quick.
now
I
All
one
gotta
right, for
fix my
sure.
audio.
I got you. Yes,
now
sir.
one they all animals. Like, yeah, we could say, yeah, you know, we are animals and shit. Like, let's live together. You know, stay
Right.
humble. You know, but in the animal kingdom, you know, here's why the Bible becomes so farce, right? Because here you got Noah's Ark, right? You got Noah's
Right.
Ark, and you got all of these animals on Noah's Ark, and you mean to tell me everything was fucking humble and kumbaya? You know,
Right.
like the gazelles wasn't trying to being eaten like by the fucking lions. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Let's
Yeah,
think of
just like the slave ships over here. People
word.
were revolting on the ships over here. Like people weren't gonna just chill that whole long. There
Right,
was on every single one of
right,
them. They had
right,
something going off
right.
on there. You
Now,
dig what
now,
I'm saying? Like people weren't going for that. They
but
wasn't docile the whole time.
what
Well,
I mean is,
well,
right? Let's like discrimination, right?
I
I'm
want to
not a
stab at that whole. I want to stab at that Noah's Ark real quick.
go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead,
I'm
Khalid.
listening.
Let's
Hold on, I had some audio issues. Hold on,
the
Okay,
great
hold on.
the great
I think I know what it is. Okay.
all right. Because after Noah's Ark, I
No,
got
because
I got
I'm
one
driving right
one thing
now.
that
So
goes with it.
sorry.
For sure.
Now, all
Yep.
right. Now, as we talked about this loosely the other day, where I said I joked about it. I said so I guess the North American deer took an Uber to the Noah's Ark. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously Uber
Right.
wasn't around back then. Fuck Uber. By the way, but uh, just think about like when people say that this thing happened. You have to remember that this is a miracle, right? So when people go searching
Right.
for like the Noah's Ark, or they try to use that shit as like actual history, like this is nothing short of a miracle. You're talking about something that could not happen in physics, in the world of physics. And even if they did, if they did compete this, if they did do this astronomical feat, think
Right.
of the medical health hazard there. You know what I'm saying? And before I say this, we're not providing any medical health advice. We're just discussing a biblical theory. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Right. Right.
theoretically, these people are on a boat with two of every animal on the planet.
Hmm.
That would cause a massive contamination and everything would die on there. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's certain genetic makeup. Now, because again, we talk about genetics. There's certain genetic makeups that can't be around each other. All of these animals, they got different parasites and insects and things living on them and living in
That would have created a whole
complete
nother
different
species.
ecosystems. And if these things start to
Yeah.
mix
Yeah.
together and shit, and then you got humans breathing in all this different fecal matter and you know what I'm saying, fleas and all this other shit, it would be a cataclysmic failure if this just happened by way of man. So if this did
Right.
happen, this is nothing short of a miracle. You can't go around and search for evidence of a miracle. It's a miracle. You know what I'm saying? Like that, it
Right.
defies
Right.
the law of physics. So you can't find a physical representation of a miracle. It's it's just
Right.
crazy, yo. Like I
And
just
it, and
wanted to
it's and
stab
it's
at that
written.
real quick. It's just really crazy, yo.
Hey.
It's
Hey.
just crazy
Look.
how people be
Let
thinking,
me
man.
piggyback. Right. Let me piggyback on that one time.
veggie
This is just
back,
one of my.
we don't do pork.
What happened?
I said veggie back, we don't do pork.
Oh yes. Yes sir. Yes sir. And for sure, righteous. Hey, what I was gonna say is the way they put that on there. Hold on, we was just on there. Yeah, hold on. Let me get this little thing. I had it set up. But hold on, let me see here. No, how we was just talking about how these folks was putting this together. Hold on one second. On this altered DNA situation. Hold on, we got this. And
Hold that thought 1 second. Hold on. Guy running the stove.
right. Hey, and this whole thing is been about ownership. You dig what I'm saying? Because everything that they've inserted into individuals has a owner.
Yeah.
It's a company. It is a product. It was given, administered to people with the certain, you know what I mean, idea in mind. And we've seen that all these side dishes and things like that that came along with that was just like, you know, fair play.
No doubt. No doubt.
Oh yeah. Hold on, let me see. This might be some work. I hope. Hold on. Yes, sir. What is this? I don't know why people don't do long texts. One, hey, if you hit me, one long text is a whole lot better than two short ones.
Damn. This lady, I don't know if this lady, I don't know if this lady was drunk yesterday or what, but she some money got put on my cash app and the bill got taken out.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Just $100. But
What's that right there? It's 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock that way. What's going on with you? See, you got the brother Sean go over in Buffalo, New York. Got me over here in Philadelphia, up here in Sacramento by way of the Bay.
that's right.
Man,
Okay, so
sharing quotes and taking notes.
right.
Now,
now as he was saying, as he was saying, there was no art thing though. You know, I'm saying I find it the biblical story quite interesting. That the boat was 500 feet long. Yo, Pope? Yeah, well, they find a boat 500 feet long. So they managed to tell me that they managed to fit all of these so-called animals, on 500 feet boat. It's just a strong.
all right, I'm back.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Hey, see, my thing is this with that, just real quick,
All right,
is just
my
the
fault.
fact that
I
whoever
know
wrote
I
that
know I'm
book,
getting I
yeah.
know I'm being graded.
Oh no, not at all.
You
How about
know,
this?
no, I'm not by y'all, by the people that be, how being shit be. You be on YouTube and people
Oh
do.
yeah,
I
yeah.
did it the other day. I was watching somebody online and I was like, this nigga got a speech impediment, yo. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh
but I
wow.
hope that
Right.
the little background the distractions don't take away from the knowledge that we got. You know what I'm saying? You know, but
Right.
my
And
apologies.
see,
You know what I'm saying?
hey, but you right on time. I was
I
going I
gotta
was going
had
to
to
speak
move
on
from
the
where I was at, but I'm about to hit up right here. Let me post
right.
up. You know what I'm saying? No,
Right?
I
You can
can't
hear
post
me?
up over here. Well, yeah, hold up. I'm trying to get my data right. My data connection is a
Right.
little, struggle screaming. I don't know. Can
Okay.
y'all hear me good?
Right. Right. Yep, I
Can
can
y'all
hear
hear
you
me?
good. Yep, I
I
can
can
hear you.
hear. I can hear myself, but it's like I can't really hear y'all like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, for sure.
I
We'll
wanted
let
to.
you bounce off a good satellite.
Hold on. I
Yep.
got bad signal. I got bad signal where I'm at. Hold on. Let me get from over here.
Right. Got you. As soon as
Oh
we see
well.
the
I mean,
picture
I
real
don't
good.
know if y'all, well, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but
Yeah,
I
I can
wanted
hear
to
you.
say, all right, well, um, I'm not sure what you was saying because I had dipped out. My fault, but
I
I
know. I
wanted to
was
say
ready
like,
to tell you now.
all right, well, yeah, go ahead. I think I can hear you. It's clearing up, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. But no, I was just gonna say that they really didn't think that whole writing of that book out
The biblical
because
story.
how big would that scenery have to be in order for that dude to come back and a trumpet get blown and everybody on Earth hear that shit at the same time? You know what I mean? That scene, how big would dude have to be in order for everybody on Earth to see him at the same time? Impossible.
Right, yeah,
You get what I'm
Well,
especially if the
saying? Like
earth, right,
they didn't think that through. Right. They
well,
didn't think that through. You know what I mean? They didn't think the whole scene through.
and they didn't listen. They didn't anticipate that the Titanic would be 800 feet. Now you got Noah's Ark 500 feet, the Titanic 800 feet. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hey, did you hear that they sunk the other boat?
what other
that
boat?
it was two boats, and they did a switcheroo. They told everybody it was the Titanic, and it was really the
Yep.
Olympus.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know.
keep it.
Who knows?
I'm gonna keep it a
You
thou
know.
wild with you. I don't even give a fuck. I don't even give a fuck, man. One too many black people on that motherfucker. So,
Well, I
good
mean
man.
that was a hit. Like that was a hit
Yeah, yeah, that whole
on
setup,
those.
On who?
They knocked off
These are white people.
some.
all the
Yeah,
bankers.
Not,
that
Go
was
these are
ahead.
white
white
on white.
Go
people.
ahead.
These are
That was
white
white
people
on white
playing God,
Go
violence.
ahead.
though. These are white
Yeah, that
people
was
playing God. They saying like, look, no, the whole market campaign was like, look, we got a fucking boat that's indestructible. Even God Himself can't fucking.
right, and it's bigger than Noah's Ark too.
And the motherfucker bigger than Noah's Ark, right? And the motherfucker hit an iceberg and is. You know what I'm saying? So good. So what's that saying about Noah's Ark and the Titanic?
right. But
God,
they
Mm-hmm.
even in today, you can see how they mock religion. You know what I'm saying? They mock
Right. Right.
the teachings of Jesus Christ. Not that I stand with that, but they
Right.
do mock that. Like you can see how all their movies and publications, they always make like the pastor look shady, or I remember that movie They Live, and the pastor got beat up while he was preaching and shit. You
yo,
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep. And dogma.
it, it's the
yeah,
reason. It's the reason to that, man. I got a book that's called "How the Jews Created Hollywood." Need I say more?
right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now
So
the Jews.
they definitely gonna be gang banging
Come on,
in those publications. You know what I'm
come on,
saying?
man.
And again, with this discrimination,
Watch
it's
it.
this discrimination. So that kind
Right.
of brings us back to where we was at. These people, they sew up the market, and then they put out the kind of things that they want to see, and it doesn't matter if you don't like it because they own it, right? So
Right.
same thing. At what point in time do you say, all right, I'm gonna make my own situation. I'm gonna make my own production company. I'm gonna put out my own movies. You know,
Right.
so so I don't have to be in line with some people who don't look like me and don't share the same moral values as me with what they want. You know what I'm saying? What they want on the screen is not what I want on the screen. And it's like you got a lot of black actors out here who sign up to play themselves on camera. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we can keep seeing, like I remember Reese pointed out the other day, he was like how many times he's telling the same story. And you look at, these movies from Prison Song to ATL to Roll Bounce, all these other, movies, and it's the same movie just over and over again. Black person coming up in the hood, trying to make their way and navigate the hustlers and shit like that. Somebody owe somebody money, and then, you know what I'm saying, somebody get killed. You know what I'm saying? It's the
Right.
same shit.
Right.
You know, and it's like, that is not every black person's story. So why y'all keep pushing that narrative? Because they own that market, and that's what they're gonna do with their market. So, and if you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? Does it mean you just stay in it and you think you're gonna change it from the inside? That don't work that way. You get your own shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I
Right.
mean? That brings us back center to what we were talking about, you know, and it's funny how a lot of times, you know, things connect even when they don't look like they connect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Right.
you know,
It all come
discrimination,
together.
you know, discriminating on people, you know, because of race, discriminating on people because of their religious beliefs, discriminating on people because of their genetic makeup. You know what I'm saying? So now, because
Right.
people's genetic makeup is different than yours, you trying to discriminate on me as if the new model was better than the old model, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I mean, like, we ain't gonna let everybody on this joint, right? Like on this, you know, on our podcast joint, right? We got to discriminate, right? Like, niggas don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, you discriminate to preserve what's yours. So
Right.
if
Hey,
that's the energy that you're seeing, if that's the energy that you're seeing, then why not replicate it? Why not create your own? What, you know what I'm saying? These are the perfect times to create your own situations instead, as
Yeah.
opposed to
and
just
just
being
like
apprehended by
Pope and
somebody
NT,
else's.
Well, I mean, I
right?
like,
Just
you
like
know,
I say at Pope and NT. Hey, look, check it out. Everybody's welcome, but respect is how you stay.
yeah. Let's talk about.
You dig what I'm saying?
There was a time that you can create a movie. You can do a movie, and this shit can be the baddest movie ever, but you still had to go to these white motherfuckers to get them shits put in theaters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they were so-called, they were in more or less words, the gate of visualization of what you saw. You know, that's before the internet was, YouTube and you able to upload. But what I mean is this: for a long time, control the narrative on how you perceive things. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, one of my favorite movies was Fruitville Station. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and what I'm saying is how the young boy came about making that movie with just nothing was inspiration. You know what I'm saying? And the level he was able to take that movie and get it put in theater. You know, they wanted to do a
Right.
movie on Umi Abu Jamal coming to Philly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Motherfucking all the motherfucking police officers got up and protested the movie, and Magic Johnson pulled the movie out. Once he started on it, everybody else started. You never even saw it.
Crazy.
Saying,
You
Fuck
know,
remember,
and that's when you
remember,
Hey, look,
and
how
that's
about
remember, they
this?
were supposed to wait. One more point. They were supposed to do a documentary on Farrakhan for Netflix. Never saw that, right?
right.
Yep.
So what I
Arsenio
mean
Hall
is, like,
didn't see another season.
right. So when people
So
say why when people say why don't you create your own, I just see it as a fallacy. I see it as a kind of like a way to opt out of the argument.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, give us the
We
bricks.
created
Like,
our
why
own.
don't you build your own house? But I don't know where to get no bricks. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
look, check this out. I found this video, and it coincides with what we're talking about.
well, I mean, it's just like
Discrimination.
what these people did. Like, it's just like with the whole bootstrap. I want to add to that real quick. It's just like with the whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps mindset. You know, we used you people to prop ourselves up, and now when you saying, hey, you use me to prop you up, can I get a hand? They're saying, well, you need to help yourself. And it's like, as
Right.
shady as that is, you at that moment you have to realize that's the only way you're gonna get out that situation.
Facts.
Only way I'm gonna get out that situation is I help myself, because these scumbags who I helped, yeah, I did help them, but that was in the past. Now the situation is I need to help myself because I help those people and they're not going to help me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if we stew around waiting for these people to help us or keep crying foul because they didn't help us or what happened in the past, then we just playing ourselves at this point. And they're going to steady be laughing at us and say, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, yeah, what we did was wrong, but you can't do nothing about it because you still won't get yourself out of that hole. You can do
Right.
something about it when you get yourself out of that hole. But the
Yeah.
circumstance is still
Right.
the circumstance. We got to get ourselves out of that hole because these people clearly ain't going to help us. You know what I'm saying? So those
Right.
of us that continue to keep complaining to these people, just like the protesters, they say no justice, no peace, right? But we not
Mm-hmm.
we not getting peace. We're not getting peace. So how can you withhold peace from people who are not giving you peace? They won't allow you to have peace. So how you withholding peace? If anything, they don't want peace neither. Because we
Right.
know we don't have it. So how are you going to tell them that you're going to obstruct justice or withhold peace from people until you get justice, right? They
Right.
ain't worried about that because you don't
Mm-hmm.
have peace.
Mm-hmm.
We have to first have
And
we have to have peace to be able to take it away.
right. Right.
You
And
know,
I just seen something on that. A segue
how you
right
gonna hold
into that.
something like think about it? How you gonna hold something for ransom that you don't have?
Right.
You're sitting on the couch with your son, and I call you on the phone talking about I got your son right here, and you better pay me $50,000. You like what? My son right here. No, what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? What you Vecna? Or you Vecna? You the mind flayer or something? You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on with you? You know what I'm saying? Because how you gonna have something for ransom that you don't have? You can't be in the street talking about no justice, no peace when you don't have peace to give out in the first place. We don't have peace. These people take our peace away from us systematically. You know what I'm saying? So we had to first get some peace to be able to say, all right, we're gonna withhold it if you don't give us justice. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Right.
strategy, it's a setup, and it's all predicated
Right.
on discrimination. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not wanting to
And
give
speaking of
somebody
which,
what they.
go ahead. I'm listening.
No, go ahead. You said
All right.
speaking of which.
Look. Right. See, here it is. All right.
The most powerful people on earth
Oh, here
have
we go.
something in common. The Jewish communities from 100 plus countries have something in common too. They all have relationships with one organization. An organization that alerted the world to the existence of the Holocaust. That helped liberate thousands from concentration camps, including the women of Ravensbrück. That led the fight for reparations, securing financial justice for hundreds of thousands of survivors. That helped lobby the United Nations and governments to establish the State of Israel. That helped free Jews from the Soviet Union and North Africa. That won the battle with Swiss banks and secured restitution for almost 500,000 deserving claimants. That received Pope Francis' statement that attacks on Israel's legitimacy is anti-Semitism. That is helping compel Google to remove neo-Nazi content and Amazon to stop selling anti-Semitic products. This uniquely effective global organization is the World Jewish Congress. Today, the WJC represents Jewish communities at the United Nations, the Human Rights Council, in parliaments, palaces, courtrooms, boardrooms, and government offices, in private meetings and public events, with politicians, religious, cultural, and business leaders, and the media. The WJC rigorously advocates for Israel, religious freedom, Holocaust remembrance, justice, and fights anti-Semitism, delegitimization, terrorism, hate crimes, and anything that stands in the way of the safety and freedom of the Jewish people. Every year, the WJC has more than 1,000 meetings around the globe to ensure our lives are forever better. The most powerful people in the world do have something in common. Respect for the World Jewish Congress.
Got it. So So one thing that we see, like they said, I'm echoing what they said. The WJC is running the damn thing. They got their hands in all of the
Mm-hmm.
media, all of the music and shit, and and obviously they use their discrimination tactics in there. So that
Right.
brings us to another topic of discrimination in the music industry. You know, um,
Right.
some things that we were talking about earlier. With artists who don't fit that are not woven into the manuscript of what they want the public to consume. You know, um,
Right.
Consequently, some of them have been excommunicated. You know what I mean, in some way or another. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes
Some
they've
literally.
been terminated. Some people have been finalized. You know what I'm saying, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Um, just recently,
Shine.
everybody was talking
Most deaf.
about this Biggie situation. You know what I'm saying? Now I wanna see it. Let me see if I can throw up this clip real quick. You know,
Yeah, for
well,
sure.
let's build the foundation first before I throw up the clip. I don't want to jump right into it. But recently this Biggie situation that they were saying, Shango actually alerted me to this. I appreciate that. But a lot of people are throwing Biggie and kicking Biggie out of their top five. You know what I'm saying? Because they're saying that he stole somebody's whole style. A brother basically with the similar swag to him is the and I don't want to botch his name, the notorious B1, right? Is
Mm.
that right? Shango, you there? I think he doing daddy duty. So the
Yep.
notorious B1. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I got this clip of the original Juicy song that this dude put out in '92, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play it. You know what I mean? And for investigative purposes and educational purposes only. I'm not
Right.
trying to make money off of this video clip. You know what I'm saying? So I would
Right.
appreciate if Karen Tube did not hit me with a copyright situation. You know what I'm saying? But even if you do, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
Hey, and
let me let me
it's fair use because we're using it for critiquing purposes.
right. That's what we doing. I mean,
And it
that's not that's
coincide with our dialogue, so that's fair use. Mother
yeah,
made a motherfucking.
that's not the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's the actual facts. You know what I mean?
Right.
So just give me a minute to enter the studio. All right, now to make sure I'm in the right room because yesterday I was in the wrong room.
For
I
sure.
was in the
Heard you
upload trying to
buzzing.
upload in the wrong room and shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure my audio is off so I ain't creating the echo. All right, so let me load this clip up in here. So I'm gonna play like the first 30 seconds of it, to avoid the copyright shit. I'm not gonna play this whole song, you know what I'm saying? I'm assuming this
Right.
song is maybe is copyrighted, maybe it's published, I don't know. But that'll bring us to the second half of our discussion. So I'm gonna just play this shit, you know what I mean, real quick. Um
Oh yeah.
Shango, if you there, you know what I'm saying? You could dip back in. I don't know if you turn I think he turned his camera off. Well, I think
All
he's
right.
in the background. Yeah, he in the background. So I think he's
Right.
there. So chime in if you want. You know what I'm saying? So we got this shit up on the screen. Can y'all hear this? Is it playing?
No, not in my earphones.
Oh, it's not playing yet. All right. Um,
There go Brother Shango.
all right. So let's start it over.
Caladelphalo. You want to support Caladelphalo?
I don't know if it's playing or not, but y'all still can't hear it.
Nope, not the song.
Well, all right. Well, all right. Well, look. Sorry about that. For the all. We struggle streaming. Don't know what happened, but this is the notorious B1 right here, Big Daddy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they just turned it to the notorious B.I.G. Now this dude is from Mississippi, and
Right.
ever since this information came out, this I guess this person has not made a statement, and I'm pretty sure people are looking for him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like wondering
Right.
like why is this just now coming out? So when this originally happened, how was this person like silenced? How was this person not able to speak up for themselves and shit? You know what I mean? And I
Right,
wouldn't be
right.
surprised if this person has passed away since then. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Or
wait,
even
hold
during
on.
the time that this happened.
So what Biggie say in that song, Juicy? He said something about you said Mississippi, right? He from where? Memphis, right?
Your boys from
Right?
Mississippi, right?
I
Mississippi Doughboys.
yeah, okay. Biggie had a line in there talking about Mississippi, from Mississippi to Queens, or some shit like that.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah, we got to go
Remember?
back
Right,
and look
right.
at that Juicy video. And you know what's crazy in
Yeah,
that Juicy video? You know what's even more crazy? In that Juicy video, they got trannies in the video dancing around in the video. You know what I'm
I
saying? We
seen
had
that.
we had showed
I
that.
seen that.
We shown that a couple videos back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
I seen
I
that.
want I wanted to play the audio. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I don't think the audio played. I don't did none of y'all heard it, right? You ain't hear it, right?
No, no, I didn't hear it.
Oh, the
All right, so
song, yeah.
I'm gonna go to a different browser, maybe, you know what I mean, because I want to play a little clip so y'all can see how similar this shit
Yeah,
is. Like it's crazy,
Right.
you know what I mean?
right.
No, it's the same
It's
song. Ain't
on
it?
it's on World Star.
Yeah, I believe so.
I seen it
Yeah.
But
earlier.
all right, so I'm back in this other room in the back of the back. Put
So
the mic
Charlie,
off.
struggle
Hold on.
streaming. Pound sign
Struggle
struggle
streaming.
streaming.
All right, here we go. Let's see if it'll play now. And you know
And
what? I'm gonna
I
just play
see
it
you
on.
with the new shirt.
Huh?
I'm gonna put it on the other side.
See you switching on.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take that out of there, and I'm gonna see if I can cue it up on the other side because that shit ain't playing.
Jergens Ultra
All right,
Healing
let me take that
Moisturizer
out of
is
there.
being
My fault.
And speaking of ain't playing, I ain't playing either. I'm like the
I
guy
ain't
on the
playing with I
sideline
ain't
during the game with the suit on.
I ain't playing with
You
StreamYard.
know I ain't playing.
I ain't playing with
No.
y'all. Put some respect on it. Put some all three of y'all put some respect on my name. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many people run StreamYard, but all three of y'all put some respect on my name. You know what I mean? Stop playing with me. What's this right here? I got a phone call. Hold on. Let me answer this phone call real quick. Hello? Yeah. Oh, hold on one sec. Let me call you right back. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that today, but I'm gonna let you know. Let me call you back. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe somebody trying to get me to do some nefarious things, and
Mm.
Hmm.
I'm not up to it. I'm not up to it. You know, I let people run things by me, and I'm like, okay, well, we shall see. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I already know the answer to that question. You know,
Right. You got to give me
but
the
you know,
end game
that
first.
anytime I feel like somebody trying to like use me as like, you know, as cannon fodder, I'm gonna tie you up as much as you can so you can't do that to somebody else. So if somebody
Yeah.
trying to like
Right.
use me to do something dumb and I'm tying them up, like, all right, hold on. Okay, 1 second, hold on. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So you
Right.
ain't
Right.
gonna
I'll get
never
right
get that
back.
shit done anyway. That's what you
I've been
get for
there and
trying to
that.
use
Hmm.
people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah,
Hmm.
all of that. All of that.
Yes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. I'll be there. I'm gonna be there in 10 minutes. I said that 10 minutes ago.
Right.
I'll be
Right.
outside. I'll be outside in 20 minutes. I'm just crossing the
Fuck
bridge.
out of here. Yeah. That'll
Right.
keep you tied up right there. So you can't swindle nobody. You know what I'm
That's fun.
saying?
Hmm.
I
Yep.
learned that from
It look
Reese
good.
actually. Shout out to
Right.
Reese. Reese taught me that. He said, you know, when people are doing some scandalous things, intentionally tie them up so they can't do nothing else. So they can't get
Yeah.
nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nigga
Oh
like
yeah,
me,
yeah.
man.
15 minutes. 15 minutes. Yeah, hold on, I got you.
Yeah. See, I be
And they be
having,
sitting there waiting for you.
yo, I be having.
Hmm.
I had two niggas come show up one time. Like, well, you know,
All
I play whichever one come first.
right.
You
All
know what I'm
right, I think
saying?
I got this clip loaded up right here. I was bullshitting. All right,
All right.
let me see if it's gonna play right here. Let's see if it's gonna play.
Notorious B1.
maybe the sound is out or something. You know what? There's probably no sound to this video because it's not playing. But all right, look, it's not playing. I don't know why the sound ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? But that's the homework assignment for y'all. Go out and search up Notorious B1. You know what I'm saying? I I could work on getting the audio, but what I mean, this shit got me a little frustrated right now. But whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Let me see. Let me give it one more try. Let's y'all kill the dead air while I give it one more try. So,
Right, right.
uh
I'm
Pope,
looking right now.
you mentioned about since we talking about discrimination in the music industry, it's a lot of people who didn't fit the mold, so they didn't get in. It didn't matter about their talent and shit. Now I know, like
Right,
as a youngin coming up, I used to be hearing songs and seeing artists, and I'd be like, yo, I know this dude. He gonna take over the game. He hot, like what I'm saying, like,
right,
and it's like,
right.
how is it that these people is not hot? How did they never blow? You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of discrimination. Like, you think like
Yep.
we seen how the WJC got their hands in everything. So it's not surprising that the number one artist in the game is Jewish. You know what I'm saying? You got Drake, you
Right.
got Drake, you got Drake ducking bees. You know what I'm saying? They just throwing money at him. So he just ducking bees all crazy. You know what I'm saying? And when you got artists that he stole from, they can't even get a mention. You know what I'm saying? And of course, um, they got in their writings that it's okay for their people to steal from people who don't believe what they believe. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother can of worms. You know?
But but this is capitalism at its best. You
Yep.
know, always forget
Absolutely.
this is capitalism, and if I can capitalize off of that, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck?
Back,
Take
back.
support. They got a patent off, and 99% of the shit that's patent is things the motherfuckers didn't even create. Was stole.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now I'm
That's
not
a
So
making
whole
what?
nother segment.
I'm not making
No.
this. I'm just saying,
No.
like, yeah, we got to know that we playing against.
Yeah.
What's the
And it's like,
you
man, and it puts it in your face to say, all right, well, what you gonna do about it? Yeah, this is
what
what people do. What are you gonna do about it?
they
You know what I'm
have
saying?
Right. Right.
white people
And
who
we
go
not
to
and
the ghetto. They have white people who go to the ghetto look for culture. You know, two niggas could be at McDonald's. They be like, we about to go to Mickey D's. And all of a sudden,
right.
Mickey D's become the logo, the terminology of the day. It's America. That's what we do. They hijack. We don't do it. You know what I'm saying? They say what Mark Zuckerberg stole somebody's Facebook idea from college. There was an ongoing case for that shit.
Yep.
You remember that, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody
And the
thieve.
boy that made the
Now I wanted to ask you. Hold up. I think you got the shit queued. Is it coming on?
Here we go.
yeah. One second.
Hold up, man. Hold up. I didn't even do that. Hold up. Now I didn't even cut. I didn't even cut that on. The audio was a little choppy. That shit just came on. I guess it was like super delayed. Shout out to Struggle Streaming, StreamYard. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
that's crazy. But hey, they look. They hit us with something new every day. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm all right.
Right.
That I guess the audio is now working, so I'm gonna play it on this side so we can hear it more clearer. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this dude Biggie, man, he stole this boy whole style, man. You know what I'm saying? He
Yep.
stole this dude, Notorious B1, Big Daddy. Now to my information that I'm getting, this record came out in '92. You know what I'm saying? And Rick and I think Juicy came out in what, like '93, '94, something like that.
Yep. Right
So it
after.
wasn't even that long and shit. So like my question is like, what happened to the dude when he put the music out? You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
I wouldn't be
And
surprised
I
if
brought
if
up the
you
Wet
know
Boys.
if they got him out the way. Now, touch on that subject, the wet boys. Um, I don't know if you meant to get the pushes. Oh no, that's an old John. He ain't even. I don't think he's still there no more. You still there?
Oh, I'm still here.
I don't think he. I think he removed himself. Yeah, he removed himself. So I ain't gonna put him back on. I
Oh,
don't know what's going on over there. So all right.
okay.
You brought up that
Yeah,
the
hold on.
topic about the hot boys, and they had the what is it they called, the wet boy.
The wet
I
boys.
remember the group,
Back up.
and they was
Yeah.
coming at
Go.
Juvenile and shit, right?
Yep. Juvenile, you are not a soldier. Back up, dog.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, back up. That's yeah, for sure. And in that, they, you know what I mean? Like they was talking about a lot of their history. Like 3 years ago was Sega Genesis, now it's Glocks with beams, and actually breaking it down, talking about half of y'all from this area, the other half of y'all from the other section ain't y'all funky.
Right. So basically, in a nutshell, these dudes was hurting somebody else's special interest. So, companies and record labels that's invested in a certain group of people, that's like their product. And these people are like, they stand to threaten that product. So they got them out the way, possibly. You know what I mean? Because what I'm hearing is that all of these dudes is checked out. Like all of them is dead, basically. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, what a coincidence. And it looks like the perfect storm for people who would be threatened by these people's existence and some of the information that they had. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised if this dude who who Biggie stole his whole style from, basically. Um, and I'm not gonna say that Biggie can't rap, that he wasn't a good rapper. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, he stole this boy's whole situation. You know what I'm saying? So, he did Juicy. I'm gonna play this little audio clip real quick and play like 30 seconds of it. Got it over here. I think it's working now. All right, so that's 30 seconds. All right, so you get the gist of what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? That shit is basically the same song, just lyrics moved around a little bit. And like Shango was saying, Biggie even made a reference to Mississippi, I think. Now I'm not 100% sure of that, but I'm gonna trust his judgment, and his hip hop prowess, his knowledge of hip hop. But if that's a true statement, write it in the description. If it's not, correct us. We don't fear being corrected. We welcome it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know when you're wrong, you can get right. You know what I'm saying? So I've been looking for somebody to prove me wrong, actually, because I get to learn something. You know what I'm saying? I get to learn something new,
Right,
or I get to tweak something, and I get to improve myself. So
right.
if you
But
can
at the same time, there's
prove
a
me
lot of
wrong,
things
then
that I wanted to be wrong about.
go for it. Yeah, I want to be wrong about certain things, so go for it.
Me
You know what I'm
too.
saying? Prove me wrong. You know, so that's that. But but
Mm,
moving right along, we talking about discrimination in all different forms, and the people that's responsible for it. Just like we talked the other day, who are the real ops? You know what I'm saying?
right,
Who are the
right,
people who are causing us opposition? And also, who those same people also create opportunities for us, just like Shango was pointing out. You know what I'm saying?
right,
These people create opportunities for us to do our own thing. Because if you don't like how things is being done over here, fine, then do your own shit. But
right.
what
Change
what
it.
what point what do we look like to keep standing on the sideline complaining about what ain't being done for us? You know what I'm saying?
On they
You need to
shit.
do for
On they
self.
shit.
Right. Do for self. Create your own shit. Ain't nothing stopping you. You know what I'm saying? Just like
Yeah,
just
no
like the
offense, but I
sisters, if
seen
you can get
somebody
up,
physically cry.
just like the sisters, if you can get up and go to Miami to get to see Dr. Miami, then you can go you can go get up to go see Dr. Kevorkian. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You
right,
know,
right. Most definitely.
like I don't understand. Like, what's the complaint there? You know what I'm saying? You got 26 states where you can go. So I'm saying, how many states can you go get a BBL? Think about it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Look, they already know. They didn't have to hesitate.
right. You know how to get there. So if it means that much to you, get there or be square. You know what I mean? you know,
Hmm.
I'm gonna just leave that at that. Y'all know what I mean by that when I say that. You know what I mean? Get there or be
Yep.
square, or
Sponge,
be
SpongeBob SquarePants.
get there or be sideline. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You know, but excuse any harsh terminologies that I might have used. I don't mean to offend anybody. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes all the time we give it straight raw. I ain't gonna say sometimes. We give it straight raw. We try to not get picked off by community guidelines, but what I mean, for the most part, it's pure. You know what I'm saying? And some of us have accepted, what happens with YouTube and KarenTube and all these places because we already know what they do. You know what I'm saying? And it's more so about, you know, touching the city, touching the nation, touching the world, and letting them know where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Letting them know where they can find the authentic shit at. You know what I mean?
Right,
Because it's a lot of charlatans out here. You know what I mean?
right.
Shameless plug, Charlatans 3 is coming, by the way. You know what I mean? So that's a little
Mm.
segment that we doing, Charlatans Part 3. Go check out Charlatans
Okay.
Part 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? Available on Pope
Hmm.
and ENT and also on YouTube, apparently. I mean, if it's still there. You know what I mean? But so where are we at now? So we discussed discrimination and various different methods. We talked about the possibilities of rappers or and basically entertainers being silenced that can be sidelined or exterminated if they might hurt the product of the record company. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Um,
and for some reason they
we
all
talked
have a
about
summer jam screen.
right. All of them got something that they can be put on a summer jam screen for, and you basically we know that to be insurance. A brother
Right,
by the
right.
name of Mark Curry that used to work with Bad Boy. He wrote a book called Dancing with the Devil, and he
Yep.
talked about some of those insurance policies that record execs would have on their stock. You know what I'm saying? Just in case these people
Right,
want to do something crazy. And and I
right.
and I would
He said
it would be
he say this right. I'm just coming back. He say now honey play me close like butter play toast from Mississippi down to the East Coast.
Wow.
yeah, yeah. And I said I trust my brother's hip hop knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't sound like it didn't fit. So yeah, I do now he has confirmed that that
That
even in this dude like jacking somebody's shit, I don't if that is that like a diss almost, or is that like a
well,
nod to
man,
like
in,
In
say
your
that
face.
in 93,
is that like a
90,
clue or a
in
diss?
93, well, in 93 is definitely a diss. I mean, just
Right.
the whole fact that you rapping like this, nigga. But what I'm saying is like they probably, not for nothing, they probably bought him out. Not for
Yeah.
nothing, they
Nah.
probably gave him a
I
small.
I mean
Why?
they
Why would
probably
he say
did.
nothing? Why would he say nothing?
Rick Ross
A year
beat Rick
later,
Right.
Ross.
a year later.
Rick Ross
But
beat Rick
Yeah.
Ross.
Why?
yeah, but Rick Ross is vocal about this shit. You ain't heard nothing from dude.
Right. Good point.
Right,
You
right,
So
right,
ain't
right,
nothing
right.
from the
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, exactly.
This song been out for like 25 years or
yeah,
something like
well,
that.
how
And
we
we ain't
know
heard
he?
a peep out of his dude.
How we know he ain't just jump on a grenade and just be like Biggie? You can have that. Like,
Now I
like,
seen
like
a
Oh,
for
we gonna
story.
example,
find out.
R. Kelly, right? R. Kelly is supposed to have stole Aaron Hall's style. If you listen to Aaron Hall would tell you R. Kelly stole his motherfucking style. He's vocal about it. We ain't heard nothing from him.
And what
So
happened to Aaron Hall?
I'm saying, like B1. R. Kelly
They
became a
push these
bigger
they
artist with his own style.
right, and they push these dudes out the game. So it's like either they push them to a gag order or something else. You know what I'm
I wouldn't
saying?
say that. I
Even
wouldn't
even
say that.
even all right now. All right. Consider this.
Wait,
Remember
wait,
the
wait. Hold on,
bull?
What
hold on,
about
hold
the
on.
realest?
Hold on. If your work
Who?
ethics is stronger than
The
mine,
realest.
you
He
got a
sound like
problem.
Tupac.
Who that?
Okay.
Remember the artist, the realest? He was on like Outlaws albums. He was on like Scarface shit. And you know what
Everybody
I
sound
mean?
like
But
Tupac. You had Little Zane,
that
motherfucking
much.
Ja Rule sounded like
So you
Tupac.
saying that the realest that they could have moved, they could have pushed him out the way to push Tupac, that they discriminated on
No, the
him?
fact that they you know what I mean, they could have. Some people got tucked,
Oh
by not
hell
using
no,
that
man.
same style.
I'm a Tupac fan, man. Now this is where you violate. Now you're not about to say my man Pac
Huh?
stole somebody's style. Now,
No, I didn't say he stole his style at all. I
oh,
said he was out still afterward.
that's what I'm saying. But everybody stole
Well,
Tupac's
I
style
mean,
afterwards.
I mean,
Ja
in the
Rule's
act of
looking.
discrimination. Well, like we talking about like discrimination though. So it's like we just saying simply
Right.
like artists that could have like opposed the status quo, and
Right.
regardless if they sound like this person or not, or if they took this person's style, like in this particular situation with Biggie, he stole this person's style. But let's
Right.
just say it was
He
an
stole his
artist
song.
that they let's just say simply it was an artist that, let's say like the label, they get behind this artist and say this is our flagship artist. And this person right
Right.
here, whether they sound like them or they could steal some of this person's shine, whatever. This person is opposing
Hmm.
our situation with this artist and
Yo,
he has to go.
that's
Gotta
plain
go,
old.
gotta
They
go.
have to go.
But I'm saying that's plain old. That's plain old what you call white balling. You know, I mean
Right.
others call it
Uh,
black balling, but we call it white
Right.
balling. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
what I
because that
mean
could
is like,
because that white ball
let
because that and let's quantify on that because that white ball is knocking people off of the pool table, right?
precisely.
So
But
so
let's.
so it's that's cue balling people. They cue balling people. You know what I'm saying? They
Hmm.
steamroll you, knock you off the playing field, right?
Listen, man. You wanna listen, man. I'm saying like, no, it's a corporation, it's an organization. You want to join my gang? What you gonna do? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? What you gonna do? And if
What
you ain't down
contract
with
you
it,
Right.
gonna get?
if you ain't down with it, fuck your discrimination. You ain't qualified. It's qualification
Now, all
here.
right.
Who's
Take
qualified?
take
Do you
um
call
take
qualified
mass take
discrimination
Master P.
though?
Now, like, let's talk about Master P for a minute. Now, recently, Master P got hit with like some tax situations, right? And like they
Hmm.
took his masters from him. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Hmm.
everybody know
Hmm.
Master P
Immediately.
for building his own situation and selling
Hmm.
records out as Trump. So that same act that we all praise him for, they hit him for and said, "Well, you didn't pay taxes on those album sales, so now you got to pay us."
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people do fear being independent function because they don't want to get hammered, they don't want to get taxed, they don't want to get hit by
But
the
where?
system because the
But
system, they know that the
now,
system is designed to be an oligarch to
Listen,
support
you can.
itself.
That's
So
right?
that's
anything that
But you
Master
doesn't
know
P
where
support the
fault.
Master P
system,
got
they're
that
going to
from,
try to.
right?
But that's Master P fault. You can opt out of taxes, man. Taxes ain't like the law of the land. You can always file out whatever whatever the fuck that is, and opt out taxes. You know what I'm saying? That means you can't claim, you can't file for the next. I mean, for every year, but you do get all of that. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
and also putting things into a trust or a LLC or a C corp. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Things
right.
that they can't touch.
So I'm
They
saying,
can't
if you
touch
play
that.
my
Like
game, you come over here and you borrow money from me, and I got a a fucking 10% interest on my money, and you late, and I put on 50. Motherfucker, who you arguing with? My policy.
so from that we learn and we want to say, don't attempt to play the game if you don't know the rules and the guidelines of the game.
Or
Learn the
just know who
rules and the
you playing with.
guidelines of the game and know who you yeah, cause know who you playing with. You know you're playing with somebody who's going to use every resource available to win. So you have to do the same thing. If you're just coming into this situation and dealing business and doing work, trying to navigate your way a world of the business in this world with the devil, if you don't know all the ins and outs, they're going to use that against you. So you got to be just as knowledgeable as they are, if not more, on their system if you want to navigate their system.
Precisely.
If not, then you need to start your own shit. And even in
Precisely.
starting your own
Yeah.
shit, you need to know the rules and guidelines of starting your own shit. You know what I'm
Look, look,
saying?
look, look,
Right.
look, 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 look. Let
Because
me
they
let
like the low hanging fruit.
let's let's call them out. Let's call them out. The major in the music industry. Jimmy Iovine is one of them, right? Right. Anything under Jimmy
Right,
Iovine, that's where you get the Dr. Dre's, the 50 Cents, the
right,
trickling
right.
down, right? Now, who else? Who else?
You know, take
Well, the big
Eminem.
six.
No,
Look at
no.
Eminem.
Quincy Jones.
Eminem is controlled by Jimmy.
Right,
But
but
Eminem
Eminem is
Quincy
is
controlled
Jones.
sign,
by Jimmy.
but Eminem is
Quincy
signing
Jones.
black artists.
Right,
Think about
right.
that
But
for a minute.
not a,
Eminem, who
it's
came
not a
up.
ma-
Now think about it.
it's not a
Eminem, who
major
came up
label though.
in, but just think about, just that aspect of it. You got a lot of artists that been around way before Eminem. A lot of good artists, and this dude is moved up to like the level of CEO where he's signing acts. Like he's signing acts like not no name acts. He's signing acts that we know, household names. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like take the Slaughterhouse situation. Those dudes could have went out and got multi-major $1 million deals with other record companies, but they signed with Eminem.
yeah,
That's
Griselda.
a big right now. All right, now look now, just with that in that opinion. Now we going to be talking about discrimination. We can't not talk about this without talking about Griselda. Recently,
Yeah,
Griselda was having a stint with Funk Master Flex about this is all over the internet where
Conway.
Funk Master Flex was beefing with Conway the Machine, and he was being once again Flex was being accused of taking money to play records. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Now a lot
Ain't
of
li-
artists have come out and said this, but in Flex, he denies it every time. And this time, like Pete Rock co-signed, and then he like basically like ran through Pete Rock's whole like file and like tried to like destroy him just for siding with Conway the Machine.
Mhm.
So that would entail basically if what these dudes are saying is true, that would entail some discrimination, like more discrimination, amongst DJs and artists. Like you got certain
Yeah.
DJs that
What it
would
is,
discriminate.
it's gatekeepers, right? You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
and that's Flex has been accused of being a gatekeeper many,
a
many
gatekeeper.
times.
And what I mean is like oftentimes like we got problem. See, we now this is high science, man. This is high science we about to deal with. When you dealing with masonry, you dealing with learning classes. You dealing with apprentice, um you dealing with expert, and then you dealing with your master mason or your master. Now what they
Right.
tell us, they tell us that anything we do for 10 years, we become an expert in it, right? So if I've been throwing one punch for 10 years, I'm an expert in that punch. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Once I do something over 20 years, same thing for 20 years, I become a master. There's nothing anybody can tell me about whatever I'm doing that I don't know because I've been
Right.
studying this one thing for 20 years. Now, when it
Right.
comes to apprenticeship, this is something that our elders failed to do. They have failed to take on apprentice. Like when you say
Right.
Funk Master Flex, who's under Funk Master Flex to carry the
Right.
torch? When you see
Nobody.
Farrakhan, who's under Farrakhan once he passed on to take over the torch? So what I'm saying is our
Yeah.
generation of leaders have failed to put people in place to carry on the
Right.
legacy. So what they do is they
Right.
become gatekeepers. They sit on that mountain, don't want to come off, and they shun everybody else for trying to get to the top. They
Yeah. Help no
sabotage
one.
their movements. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's logical, right? When the old bull is sitting there on this high horse and he gets challenged by the young bull, right?
Right.
He has to do there's two things he can do. Either he can fight or he can flight, right?
Right.
Oftentimes a
Right.
lot of them chose to fight. And what they do is they use their expertise, they use their
Special powers.
No, there's years of having relationships with other people
Yeah,
to keep
resources.
you
Yeah.
out of the systems. They keep their
Mm-hmm.
relationships. You know,
Yeah.
Jimmy, you
Mhm.
owe me. Remember such and
Yeah.
such back then, and
And
you know what I'm
that's the
saying?
same way it's done in the court. That's the same way it's done in the court
Same
too.
thing, right? So what I
Yep.
mean is
Yep.
America is built off of organized gangsterism. If you're not a
Yeah.
Greek, you ain't nobody. You know, if you're not a
Yeah.
black Greek, or you're not part of a fraternity or a Mason, if you're not a Eastern Star for a woman or a sorority, you know what I'm saying?
Prince
Then
Hall.
you have to work 10 times harder to get wherever you're going because the doors of privilege doesn't open for you. You're not attached to anybody. You know, this is
Right.
why
Right.
we say RBG
You
has
don't have
to
no
get
sponsor.
it has to get this is why we say RBG got to get organized. We got to know who's in every state. When
Right.
I come there,
And,
when I come to California, I got to know that there's a RBG in California, and I can come and sit and stay there and not worry about being domesticated. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
right.
saying? We
Right.
And,
haven't built up our secret societies
right.
like white folks
Right.
build up the Skull and Bones,
And I just wanna
Bilderberg groups.
reiterate.
Go ahead.
I just want to reiterate that to the people that what the brother is saying can be overlaid in every form of discrimination. So whether it's whether you're being oppressed because of your color, your genetic makeup, your religion, the type of music you make, your style, your whatever. You know what I'm saying? These things that he's saying can be used to overcome this deficit. I just wanted to reiterate that to the people.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. No doubt. But I'm saying the rules still apply though. Like you ever had a family reunion and remember Lucky, come in and say cut Pete. Well,
Right.
this nigga is not even part of the motherfucking family. He just
Mm-hmm.
infiltrated. You know what I'm saying? He infiltrated. Now, if they told him to get out, is that a form of discrimination? Did they discriminate the brother because he wasn't part of the family? And was it right to do it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what I mean is
Good
all
point.
forms of
Good point.
discrimination ain't bad. It ain't bad at
Right.
all. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, so it's
Actually,
so and that's to add that to that, it's all about your perception. And like how he's basically trying to explain to y'all. He's trying to explain to y'all about how you perceive things. You know what I'm saying? So when you just hear that word discrimination, it has a negative connotation based upon what society has told us. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Right.
But
And
we
that
do it
Right.
all the time. We
and that
do it all the time.
underline gets you to accept multiculturalism. And something
Yo,
that's for everybody is for nobody. So it's like
Right.
when you
Facts.
accept that, you relinquish who you are.
yo,
You
one
know what I'm
one rule,
saying?
one
Right.
one rule my kids know. One rule my kids know: don't bring no white folks home. Period.
Mhm.
We're not allowed to date them. You know what I'm saying? And take them on as our companions. Nothing. They cool with that. Yeah, I ain't got white friends anyways. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that in every household there's some form of discrimination. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I mean, there's whether you saying don't fuck with them
Now
thugs.
somebody will ask you, or even condemn you because now an intelligent person would ask you, but somebody emotionally charged would condemn you. Now
Of
an
course.
intelligent person might ask to say, hey, well, what is your purpose for that? Why do you do that? Because
Right.
you want to preserve what's
Mhm.
yours.
That's right.
You want to expand on what needs to be expanded on.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So it's
From
like
his purest
if
form.
somebody right. So if somebody can humble themselves to get that further inquiry, then you know what I'm saying
Yep.
you should
Enlightened.
Yep.
be you should be enlightened and understanding of this person's position.
Yo,
If
Khaled,
you
Right.
Khaled,
get
Khaled, check this out, right? Don't give me a don't give me a pit bull that's mixed with poodle or French. None of that shit. Give me a full blood pit bull.
Right.
right,
Now,
and a
You
lot of
got
if you
people
go
is
straight
like
American
that. Like
bullet.
how is it that people is like that with dogs where they don't want their a half breed? Like I asked somebody the other day, I said if I was to get a schnauzer, white people love schnauzers. So if I get a schnauzer, right?
Right.
If I get a
Right.
full bred schnauzer, full-bred schnauzer costs about $800 more than a half-bred schnauzer. And I asked him, why is that? Why is that? If I try to get a snug, right? If I, a schnauzer mixed with a pug, if I try to get a snug, why is it a
Okay.
snug cost less? Why is a snug half of the price of a schnauzer? Why?
Makes no
And this
sense.
person and this person, they was like, well, because the breed, and you mix with the bloodline, that diminishes the bloodline. And I said, my point exactly. And then
Right.
what they said? Are you
Mm.
seriously trying to equate animals, dogs, with human beings? How could you do that? And I said, we mammals, ain't
How
we?
could you not?
We mammals,
Yo,
ain't we? We warm blooded mammals, right? And here, and just to expand on that, every think about how many species hit from the back. Like, we call it doggy style. We should call it natural style. Think about how
that's
many species on the earth hit from the back,
that's that's funny. That's funny.
right? So
That's
we ain't that far off from animals. So
well.
this
The thing
person is
is
trying to
this,
like
right? The,
can
the thing is this is right. The respect that animals get than opposed of us black people. Like if I get caught
right.
up out there beating up on the dog PETA and all of
Exactly.
these animal right
Good point.
groups,
And that's a good
now my
point,
throat.
because this person is trying
Right.
to, like, that's a good point. And I just want to piggyback what you're saying real
Go
quick,
ahead.
but I want you to
Thank you
continue. I
back,
want
yo.
you to,
Sure.
I want you to continue though. But I
Right.
just want
Right.
to piggyback that real quick, because this person was trying to lessen the value of dogs in context of me using them as a illustration. But
A
but
segue?
in essence, I could say, or a segue, or in essence, I could say, well, yeah, I am equating animals, and I am equating black people with dogs, because y'all care more about dogs than black people, like the good brother is saying.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to
Yo,
add that. You know what I'm saying?
yo. In fact, when if a German Shepherd was to come to America and have more German Shepherds, it's not called an American German Shepherd.
Right,
It's still a German Shepherd.
right,
Right.
If a French
exactly.
poodle come over here from France, have babies, pups, they don't call them American French poodles. They call them
Right,
French poodles. Right. Only black people become American African Americans. Two pronouns. You
right.
know what
That
I'm
does
saying?
not
And
equate
it's a
to an
double and it's a
actual
double
place.
and see, it's a double robbery, because when you think about the brothers, you think about the brothers and sisters that been here since the first migration thousands of years ago. We talking about the distance of 12,000 kilometers, straight shot, straight across from Africa to Central America.
Right.
So our brothers and sisters, the first people to navigate the globe, they've been here for a pretty substantial time, way before
Right.
white people decided to come over here. So not to
Right.
say that
Right.
I'm not saying that all of us is, a lot of people like to play this game of all. We have brothers and sisters that have lineage that have never, well, I ain't gonna say never, but they have been on this continent for a long, long time. And you have
Right.
brothers that got lineage that connect with people that's been caught up in the transatlantic slave trade. Both
Right.
statements are real statements. There's a real situations. So I wouldn't be one of those people who say, yo, we not from there and we ain't from here, or we, a lot of people like to play that game. It's like either you from Africa or you not. We from everywhere. We the first people to circumnavigate the
Huh?
globe. You know what I'm saying? We from everywhere. Um, so you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of
No, I get what you said.
like
I get what you said.
nonsense, and
Okay.
mixed in
So
Yeah.
there. You know what I'm
Rhetoric
saying?
so
is right.
Rhetoric, right? That's a better word. Rhetoric.
so we still we dealing with we did like okay, so like to touch on Pope, oh boy, he was mentioning about DNA mutation, right? And the
Right.
mutation that I know of is a natural mutation. Now some may call this um a theory or what have you, but nevertheless, we know that nature has a way of mutating things, right? Like if you go with Ivan Van Sertimer theory, or you on white people mutation, right? He says that we were pink Africans coming over here. I mean, we were pink Africans at one time, meaning albinos. They
All
were
right.
forced out of Africa into the Caucasus Mountains, in which they got caught up in the Ice Age, forced to take refuge in caves for hundreds of years, up to the time of mutation. He says that because they didn't get sunlight, their eyes turned purple. Because they didn't get simple things like fish oil, which was the vitamin. They lost their melanin.
All right.
Their hair went from kinky to straight because of the cold environment that was around. So now,
Right.
they're hairy.
All right.
That's
Hairy
why
skin.
they ate meat because they didn't have no vegetables that grow.
Right. That goes along with it. Eating their meat raw. They eat. So what I'm saying, if we say that theory, we go with that theory on genetic mutation. I can't really compare that with remixing, right? Because we saying that mutated the environment changed these people completely. I'm talking about like
Right.
100
And we and
degrees.
we we and we know that that's a scientific theory that can be backed by research, and a lot of even European white European scientists would atone to this, that genes
Right.
respond to environment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now
Right. Right.
the thing that we dealing with
Uh,
the thing that we
they
dealing with
call it the
now is
terrain.
that now the thing that we dealing with now is that there's something that's changing people's genetic makeup, and it's not their environment. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And it's intentional.
Wait, so
The
now
art
we
art
talking about like we're talking about men who grow breasts, right? Like,
all of those things, all of those
okay.
things, men that
Right.
grow breasts, all different type of deformed cleft, the cleft lips, the web fingers, all of those different
Trachea,
deformities. Yeah.
right.
Right.
The
So we
the
talking
no
about
longer can you have a camera in the delivery room?
so we throwing reptilians in this or what?
Yeah, absolutely,
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
absolutely. So
Right.
and it's like, now
So we
I got something on that.
now now a lot now I would say to that as far as I know, there's no rock solid connection to that theory, but it is definitely a prevalent theory. It's definitely something that can't be ignored. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things in history, a lot of hidden scriptures and hidden books
okay.
that
So so
talk
so
about these different
so,
things. So it
so
definitely
what
can't
about?
be
Let me ask you
ignored.
this, Kyle.
But
Let me
but
ask you.
but look, let me just say this real quick. Uh, in regards to that, like the shape shifting theory, we hear about reptilians and things like that, draconian and all of that, right? Now, I'm gonna just say just straight to this, get to the point, because I want you to say what you got to say. So I'm gonna just get straight to the point. As far as shape shifting, I believe it when I see it. You can't show me a damn video and tell me that somebody morphed into something else, or their eyes shifted
Oh,
or
the
some shit like
Beyonce
that.
joint. The
It's
Beyonce.
I got
2022.
something
It's too
perfect for
much.
that.
It's too much. Look, listen. It's too much. It's 2022. It's too much damn video editing software out there for me to believe that shit. I'm sorry. I have to
Yeah.
see that shit with my own eyes for me to entertain that. You know what I'm saying? So the shape shifting shit, I don't deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
So, but D-Bucks. Okay. Okay. I got another question. Yakub,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nation of Islam theory of Yakub, of the white man being created in the center of the earth by a mad scientist. Now, I don't want to say, white folks call him mad, by a scientist who was angry, at his own people, and
Right.
spliced genes and created a white person. Where we at with that? Pope, you can
Well,
you can
yeah, go
I
ahead, Pope.
believe. Oh, go ahead. I believed it to be the albinos is what he was grafting. That was where he started experiment because he had the people that were already up there. That was my interpretation of what I've been privy to, and that was him. That was him working with them until they got over on him and did something to him.
got you. Got you. That's the theory. Go ahead, Khaled. What you think?
Right. That's one of the. That's what I heard up under the Yaku.
Um, in the aspect of grafting, what does that actually entail? Like, what is the process of grafting? You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so,
In his
grafting,
original sense, and what would be
Having two
considered like
albinos mate.
right? And what we do it is you're grafting out the original something else, right? So you would say the
Yes.
generation of mixing, race mixing, would be considered a form of grafting, right? Now, my ancestors started black, and we slept out of our race for so long that we genetically annihilated our African bloodline.
well, I want
You
to
know,
say, well,
that's the physical aspect.
let me be more direct in what I'm trying to say. I'm asking, is grafting exclusive to that process, or the other forms, or the other things that can be considered or would have
Oh,
the
yes, they
same
are.
effect of grafting?
Well, yeah. Well, in the theory, in the
Let me.
Yakub, I have to be. And now we just dealing with the Yakub theory.
Because all right, with the theory, there's some things that can be
I was going to bring it on.
Right.
that could be esoteric, so to speak. You know, one
Oh,
thing they say about Yakub is that
Mhm.
he did his work in the center of the earth, right?
yes.
So in the center of the earth, obviously we know that the earth core is like molten lava. So we know
Yeah, you can't.
that's not literal, but what that
Right.
means is that it's inside in an enclosed space, something like a cave. So
Okay.
in a cave dwelling where Caucasians can find their heritage, right? You
Well, you
know,
mentioned Frankenstein. You mentioned Frankenstein
could
the other day.
could that be a form of could dwelling in a cave be a form of grafting in itself? That's what I wanted to say.
Well, I mean, if it's
Right.
we're talking about so now the theory goes
Because
right.
I mean,
Bring,
because you
no,
pointed out a
no, you're
good
right.
point where
You're
you
right.
said that about
But
about being
you
removed
combine
from
it
sunlight
right. But you
and genes
combine the two
responding to
theories.
environment.
You
Right.
bring
Yes,
it
that's what
home.
I'm doing.
Yeah, you bring it home two theories. Like you
Hmm.
connect
Yeah.
theories. You saying like
Right.
one hand could have been esoteric of a natural graph, but in the Yakub theory, they're direct when they say the man created somebody. They direct in the story when they say that the man was angry with his own people that he made this germ. You know what I'm saying? That turned out to be what we know as European people today. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So what I mean is like knowing the interlinks of the story can better understand the question in itself. Now grafting is a
Now
big
could
part of
Yaku
the story.
now here's a theory. Could Yaku be a
Uh-oh.
personification of an environment?
Going. Huh?
I said, could Yaku be a
From a
personification
scientific.
of an environment? Could it be a personification of an environment, meaning that this wasn't an actual person, but these were conditions that created
Okay.
these people?
The
That's fair.
environment.
But
Right.
there's a
Right.
there's a physical description on what Yakub looked like. Like you can go on
Right,
YouTube and you can type it up
right.
and you can
With
see head scientists,
big head
almost like
science, right?
Imhotep. Almost like
Like on the
Imhotep.
wall of that Filipino killer, they said
And
had it.
and,
You
and
know,
that and that would and basically like the whole the take with Yakub would be somebody who would be mad at his people because of how he's treated, and a lot of that treatment will be because of his deformalities basically. So
no,
because he has an
sure
enlarged
did.
head, or he doesn't look like everyone else,
Sure
people
did.
treat him as an outcast. Therefore he's going to do something that would make him to be like a supervillain, like I'm going to get all of you back who treated
Right.
me wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Right.
going to create these people to
But the main question is it plausible? Do we see this as a theory that we actually grasp and say, hey, son, white people came about this way? This is how this went. Another one is Darwin's theory. Darwin said that most human beings come from apes. He has a theory and he has a lineup on how we
You-
develop man the apes to go ahead.
have you seen the brother Iki when he was discussing the genetic breakdown and how only the Caucasoids actually have one of the genes that's actually associated with the monkey?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
with
it
the
a thou.
rhesus monkey and
Well, I was going to say to that these people could be telling you their creation story. That don't mean
That's
that that's a creation
right,
story for all humans.
that's another one. That was another
right,
point I want to touch on. Go ahead, build on it though.
No,
right,
I'll let you take
and
that.
see,
I'll let you. I'll let you take
Go ahead,
that. You
Pope.
know what I mean? Because I would definitely like to hear what
yeah,
y'all got to say about that.
right, because see, I was gonna bring up
So now we
the
dealing with
not
knowledge.
shape shifting. Right. But it coincides because it goes with what we're talking about. And
Now,
but
now
but
I don't want to run from shapeshifter. So I mean, we can deal with
no,
that for
but
what it's worth. Now,
the actual talking is
now, because I made a statement.
uh
I made a statement where I said I don't deal with that. So I don't want to say I don't want to just write it off and just be like I don't deal with that.
Right.
So
no
now when you think about the
I
act
actually
of when you think about let's take a moment to to really digest the act the physical um requirements to
attributes
shapeshift. The
right
physical requirements to shapeshift. Matter has
right
to be reconfigured. You know what I'm saying?
right
Now,
right agreeable.
to the best of our knowledge, do we know of any species right now that can change its molecular structure and
Of
and
course.
basically shapeshift and become a different shape?
Of course.
An
We talking
octopus.
about the chameleon. We talking about a chameleon.
I just seen a camouflage situation that was just now. They just showed us it can go into
Okay.
any kind of rock and all the other little things. That is
Okay.
one thing in nature. It was a female one. And it like changes colors and all the
Yeah,
Okay.
chameleon.
Chameleons,
Yeah,
right? Chameleons change color, right?
that's right.
nose. Yep, they
Um,
change color.
You,
there are a lot of animals. There are a lot of animals and a lot of species in the animal kingdom, as they say, that that can hide their what you would consider their default representation. So
Right,
nature and the environment has you could say even evolution has allowed them to develop certain defense mechanisms that allow them to change their structure, to change how they look,
blowfish.
to
Yep,
ward off, right, to ward off threats, right? So we do know that quote unquote shape shifting is possible. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to just run from that to say I don't deal with that, but one thing I do say and like I still stand firm on what I said. I believe it when I see it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know even the things that shape shift, right? That change their representation. You think about their bone density, the bone structure. You know what I'm saying? Like even when
right,
you think of a mouse, you think of a mouse that can get through a crack in the wall. That would be an active shape
right,
shifting. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Being
Hey, but look,
being
check
able
this
to
out. In the video, at the I actually wrote it in the text. I know this ain't shape shifting, but what the fuck's going on with dude neck? Look, check this out. If this ain't it, look. Let's see, it got it on. Oh, there it is. All right. Oh, there it is. Playing.
I think the world realized the value that the vibrant life sciences sector can bring to society. And the life sciences sector is composed by the private, but also the academia. As we saw the example AstraZeneca, Oxford, for example. As we saw other examples. Us with BioNTech, for example. That was with a biotech company. And but also reminded of us when we have these weapons in these tools. We must find ways that they reach all, and not only those that they can afford.
Whoops.
When we have these weapons, when we have these weapons, when we have these weapons in these tools, we must find ways that they reach all, and not only those that they can afford.
Look, I think the evidence is really clear, and I think we have to acknowledge when evidence changes. So my message to everyone is disregard anything we said about 2 doses. It's 3 doses or more. And as ATAGI continues to watch the evidence, they might broaden the criterion. It's important that you keep engaged with those messages and know if you're eligible for further vaccines.
When we have these weapons,
Now, at that same conference, right? They talked about they actually talked about transhumanism. You know, they said that I don't know if you have that clip, but they talked about how they wanted to basically phase out cell phones in the upcoming future, and they said by 2030, you know, all of the software for cell phones will be basically built into humans. You know what I'm
Installed.
saying? Now,
Right.
and I was
Right. Installed.
and to that. Now, hold on one second. Let me do this real quick. 1 second. I'm gonna come.
For sure.
Can y'all hear me? You still hear me?
Yep. I can hear you.
Loud and clear.
All right. So yeah, I had to come out of that real quick. So technical difficulties. Hold on.
Right.
Can you hear me? Y'all can hear me?
Yep. I can hear you. Right.
All right, cool. All right. So
Hey, so what was going on with you next?
Yeah, I was about to get to that in a minute. You know, a lot of these people,
Yes, sir.
let's
Yes.
cut right to it. You know, I wanted, I said this, I think on the last stream, a lot of these people on TV, there's something wrong with their necks. I don't know if y'all seen Kamala
Right.
Harris' neck, Joe Biden's neck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of these people's
Mm-hmm.
neck look weird. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, of course, I would never rule out, you know, the possibility of deep fakes because that's the world we live in, and they didn't make up this technology for nothing. So,
Right.
there's always that asterisk next to anything, but you know, there is something to point out, like you know what I'm saying, like we just been talking about, you know, this shape shifting situation, and it almost look like these people next be shape shifting. You know what I mean? You know, that
Right.
makes me think of, now in light of the reptilian situation. You know, that makes me
Right.
think
That's
about iguanas. That makes me think about iguanas and bearded dragons and shit like that. You know, they
right.
necks be like bulgy and shit. You know what I'm saying?
They
So
gotta breathe. Their gills.
hey man, you know it's listen, it's spooky out here. So it's like, and a lot of it is intentionally spook because you know sometimes it leaves people in a state where they don't know what to believe. You know, and that's where proper discernment comes in. That's where having proper
Right.
guidance comes in, and that's where master teaching comes in. That's where POPENENT
Right.
comes in. That's where KMT Flicks comes in. That's where Red Pill Rescue
Right.
Live comes in. You know what I'm saying? So you know,
Right.
you stay tuned
Exactly.
and get the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Stay tuned and
Right.
get the guidance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes we take the training wheels off for people, but a lot of the times we got the training wheels with the hand on the small of your back, and everything is fine. You know what I'm saying? So you
Exactly.
know, there's a lot of crazy shit going on. And it's like this, you know, this whole transhumanism shit, you know, it nods to, you know, this whole situation with discrimination. You know, back
Yeah.
to the same shit,
Right.
you know. Because, you know, these people who now just think about fast forward into the future where you got people who got phone
A voice.
somehow, some way. These people somehow, some way, these people's bodies are connected to phones, right? And
Right.
1 second. And you got those people who refuse to have that kind of things installed in them, and they, you know, want to have regular phones. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it if they say we're just doing away with all phones? What you gonna do? You gonna go along with the shit too? So just like
What the fuck
just
was
like
his
Rashad
neck
was
connected
saying,
to?
right? His neck was connected to the Internet of Things. You know what I'm saying?
So,
He
Right.
got
Jesus,
that
hella
graphene.
things.
He got graphene OS in his neck.
so did you see that
Fuck.
Beyonce joint?
She had a lump.
No, what was that? What was that? What was that?
Y'all seen that Beyonce joint?
Nope. You know how to
No,
share a
what
clip?
happened?
Type it up, Pope. Beyonce on stage, face shape shifting.
Ooh.
Type it up.
Face
Hold on.
face shifted. Yeah. Now
Her
I seen
face
her face
shape.
like she had these basically I seen when she was at that's a video from when she was at the Super Bowl one of those performances, and she was
She looked
going
like a
into
demon.
it looked like she was going into like a demonic trance. Now from her own words, she says that Sasha Fierce is like her alter ego. You know what I'm saying? And she
Right.
conjures up
Right.
this spirit. She says she conjures up this spirit to perform. So when she was going into her Sasha Fierce thing, she was like transforming. You know what I'm saying? And the video caught this, and she wanted these images removed from the internet. You know, so some of them, of course, you know that you can't totally scrub something from the internet. You can just remove it from the recent searches. But you know, those of us that that collect things and know how to dig deep, we have those images. You know what I'm saying?
That's
But
like that
Right.
Biggie joint just came back.
right, you can't totally scrub shit from the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We're gonna find it. And as a historian, I actually make it my point to dig deep because it's a whole lot of wool that got pulled over people's eyes. And I was wondering who dropped the ball. The thing is, it was purposely dropped. You dig what I'm saying? So a lot of these people, these black cards is being revoked. It is a lot of black fraud cards that's out there. You know what I'm saying? People under this guidelines of being up under. I was there. I was on the hill. I did something with somebody else. I smoked with these people. You feel what I'm saying? That shit, it's irrelevant right now. It's about what you're doing right now. That other shit, past tense, that was back then. You know what I mean? Like 1994 Source magazine was cool back then, but there's new articles since then. You know what I'm talking about? You got to be current, and we got to figure. You know what I mean? We're discussing solutions right now, while everybody else want to sit around and talk about the problem. I swear, when I meet somebody, I'm trying to figure out how we are the same as opposed to how we are different.
You know, it's kind of
Be like, I don't
interesting.
care.
It's kind of interesting you
Go ahead.
said that because you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's interesting you said that because fuck, because the night at the workshop we had dealt with Amos Wilson, and Amos
Oh,
Wilson
nice.
is he's the one with the solution. You know, if you listen to Amos
Oh yeah,
Wilson, go ahead.
I got
I'm listening.
quite a few of his books. Yeah, no, I had yeah for sure.
Yeah, so
I've
you
read
already
like
know. You already know.
Black on Black Violence. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
yeah for sure.
yeah.
Shout out
Amos Wilson.
to go ahead.
Well, like I said though, you know, a lot of times we have our ancestors and elders are already told us what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But we're
killed
unlearned.
from niggas to gods. From niggas to
Yeah,
gods.
we're
Fire.
unlearned.
Right.
We
It's a couple of it's only a couple of generations that got lost. You know what I mean? That didn't have no guidance. Well, we
yeah,
not that far off. That's why I said there's hope for us still. You know what I'm saying?
right.
It's not really that much, and everybody else will get in line. Once they see a
That's
few
right.
individuals that's really doing what it is they talking about, then you know what I mean. The rest can't do nothing but get in line. You can't be in
Come
the
on.
way. Look, we got California, Buffalo, and Philly, bro. How you gonna be in between that and not fuck with?
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like this was natural. We naturally got together. Imagine if we purposely went out and reached out to, you know what I'm saying, some other spot.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Exactly.
First formal business, man. We got to get this motherfucking. We got to get to Carlos.
Yeah. You know, it's some people 7 soda short of a 6-pack.
Yes, sir.
But like how my mom say though, you gonna mind somebody, and if not, you're gonna behave. You only got two
Right,
choices, and one don't count.
right. Amen. Amen.
Hmm.
You know, you're a man that makes sense, man.
Like change for $1. For
Mm,
sure.
that's
Sharing
right.
quotes and taking notes.
That's right. Fuck.
We've been doing
Fuck.
this for the reason, not the season.
You know?
We didn't morph into this. We've been doing this years before. We're about to show you. Support our situation. You see, we still got to take care of life just how we are. That's live and direct.
Um,
Yeah, because the one thing, that's why I grabbed that video. I was like, one thing about it, I was like, I don't know about reptilians and shit like that, but that was kind of strange. I ain't seen nothing like that. I seen
yeah.
people with asthma. I didn't see people with a bunch of other shit. But please, Africans, tell me what this means.
Man, you know, it just in a primitive sense, if these people ain't humans and they making decisions that got to do with us, that's discrimination by default.
You
Right.
can't.
Cause
You
you ain't
can't.
even, yeah,
You
you
can't
can't
really
be,
call them
you ain't even
people.
us. Yeah,
You can't even
Yeah,
call
you
them
you
ain't,
people.
never been. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
you ain't got nothing to do with what happened with us. You know, so a line is gonna be eventually drawn where it's gonna be like people versus like trans people, and
Now remember,
you know,
remember the movie.
trans people. Say it again.
Remember the movie Alien Nation.
Say it again.
You remember the movie Alien Nation?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
They had a movie called Alien Nation, and it was the humans, and it was these aliens, bald head. They didn't like
You said
water.
Alien Nation. They had hella spots on their shit, right?
Yeah,
They had
that's what
monkeypox
we're
in it.
It was
talking
a
about.
TV show too. They made it a
They
Yeah.
had
TV show too.
So you're right.
they had
So
monkey
you're right. I
they
was
had
I
monk
was stuck on that. I'm old
they
enough
had
to remember that
monkeypox.
shit.
Yeah, they had monkeypox, man.
Yes, right. But that's what we're talking about. What you saying is already been perpetrated on the movie screen.
Right.
Hmm.
Predicated malevolence, man. You know.
They've been riding around in MPVs
Yep.
way before Wu Tang,
Yeah.
huh?
Running them MPVs.
Shout out to the Wu
Yeah,
for
and
surely.
if the hospital check you out, you get 40 G's. You know what I'm saying?
Wowzers, for sure. Hooking up to any of these.
I might have
Hey,
to
and
make a I might have to put out an album, man. I
it's
got some
already in the
bars, man.
works.
I got some bars. You know.
Hey, if you black, you got a story to tell, so I know you got boys. Can't go through life without no experience.
And I got some knowledge to drop
I
too.
gotta, right, right.
D Black.
All you gotta do is know how to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all music is. Catch the rhythm.
Mm. So
Hmm.
man, look, we covered a lot of shit today. You know what I'm saying? Good build, good
Right.
knowledge being dropped. You know what I'm saying? So be 2 hours and 23 minutes in. No skull and bones in here, no circle jerking over
Right.
here, no patty wax over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But
you
Do
know.
this.
But you had something about that AR-15. Since we talking,
right, right. A little short clip.
since we 23 minutes into the second hour, let's go over this AR-15 situation.
Look, check this out.
Was chosen by the United States Army in Vietnam because it was designed to shoot through a standard issue military helmet at 500 yards. It was designed to kill someone wearing a military helmet at 500 yards. So what that does to a civilian who's wearing nothing, a baseball cap, is liquefy organs. That is the intent of this round. Yes, one trigger pull, but this round, the way it was designed, was to do as much damage as quickly as possible and to kill enemy soldiers wearing a standard issue military helmet. So
223s. You're talking about them 223s, right? Now, think about it. Why would it makes perfect sense now why they wouldn't want a civilian to have a gun that projects around that is designed to go through a military helmet, right?
Right.
Make perfect sense now, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
because just like what the Constitution say, the Second Amendment is so that you can, if need be, you can raise up against the government that's oppressing you. So if the government
Right.
that's oppressing you got military soldiers and you got a weapon that can shoot through the helmets of them soldiers, you are a threat. So what they got to do is they got to convince you to give up that gun.
Can I speak to that?
Yeah.
Yes. I think he froze.
Yep.
Yeah, go
All
ahead.
right, you back?
Yeah, can you hear her?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah. You said you wanted
go
to
ahead,
speak
go
to
ahead.
that. Yeah.
No,
It's
go
cool.
ahead. I was just listening.
I wanted you to add.
No,
I
I
wanted you
was
to add
saying.
to that.
Yeah, I was saying that it's a reason why we have military style weapons here in America, and that's reason.
Right.
Reason B is this government has never really, since the beginning of the Declaration of Independence, trusted government. You see,
Right.
Our First Amendment, gives us the right to protest, gives us the right to freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? And we can really get like the back in the day and show up at these politician houses with pitchforks and fire
Right.
sticks and
Mm-hmm.
shit, right?
Right.
So this
Right.
government have never really trusted itself in terms of martial law. Don't take away the military style weapons when I got martial law holding over my head. That can happen anytime. They use Jurassic. They use nature, for martial law. They use the collapse of this of technology for
Yeah.
martial law, all to get you to get locked up into these concentration camps. So what I mean
Right.
is, it's always a double-edged sword when we arguing about why you taking away the military style weapons. And if you talk to these doomsday preppers, they're not trying to hear that shit. These doomsday
Right.
preppers, the ones that took themselves off the grid, and
And
now they're living. Go ahead, Khaled.
yeah. I just want to piggyback that, but I want you to finish. You know what I'm saying?
Veggie back, please,
Yes.
please leave.
So yeah, I want to veggie back that real quick because I ain't fucking with no pigs. But we veggie
Yes,
backing
sir.
that. You know what I mean? Shout out to 11. You know what I mean? I'd
Right.
piggyback to get at Vecna. You know what I'm saying? So you know
Yes, sir. We
no,
gonna
but
make that our phrase, man. Veggie back,
yeah,
man.
yeah. But
Veggie back on that.
I wanted to say that this is a form also once again a form of discrimination. You know what I'm saying? Because think about the
Right.
people who already own these style rifles. What are they supposed to do now?
Right.
If they pass the law that these guns are illegal? What they automatically breaking the crime? They breaking the law. What they got to turn them in? So it's like, man, those people who have
You
these
remember my
guns
video I
already.
did
So
Yeah, and
so
these people
so
who had
with the
so they're
hundreds of
called
guns at their house.
So they're called grandfather rifles, grandfather guns, right? Now, I'll give you an example. Let's just say, for example, I'm in Buffalo, and we have what we call a Safe Act, and the Safe Act says that we
Y'all got
can't
muskets and
have
shit out
no
there, huh?
yeah, we can't have no military style weapons or anything. And that's after the Sandy Hook case. After
right,
Sandy Hook, they usher in what we call the Safe Act here in upstate New York. So if you have like that motherfucker that did that shit, he violated the Safe Act because his rifle, was considered illegal here in Western New York. You know
right,
what I'm saying? So now I'm saying this to say
Right.
that um, we only have 10 rounds, you know what I'm saying, to fight off. You know, I'm just saying the stipulations when we come to, you know, firearms and what state varies in terms of how they like Texas. Texas say, you know, you can pry this shit out my cold dead hands. We not
Right.
having none of that shit. You know, Mississippi is
Hey,
another gun token state.
hey, how about
Go
this
ahead.
real
No,
quick
not Mississippi.
to touch on remember your folks that just got shot up out that way.
Yeah,
They said he had an extended clip. All of the bullets that
he
they
had.
said was being fired at the police, that was more than 30. You dig what I'm saying? At some point, if they only found that, that is not enough for them to be doing that shit for as long as they did. You dig what I'm saying? That
Oh
shit go.
yeah, my man. Yeah, my brother Kente. Yeah. You seen that shit, right?
Yeah. No. If he even had an extended clip, that's still only 30
You
shots,
see,
bruh.
yo, yeah,
They
right.
was making it sound like,
I showed you the clip. He ain't had no extended clip. Listen, it came out. It came out on the news that one of the cops shot each other. It was friendly fire. They was standing in a
wow,
circle. You know, they were
wow.
standing in a circle. One of the bullets, one of the rounds went straight through the car and hit the dude in the side. You know you're gonna get charged for that.
Hey, that's why it lasted so
You know you're
long.
gonna get charged.
That's why they were shooting at each other for so long.
Man, listen, man, I'm glad he came out there with his life, man, because they
Yeah,
were trying to
yeah.
kill my dude, man. You seen that? They
Hey,
was trying to knock him off.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
12
man.
minutes. I'd have to break that situation into two. But
Yeah, we should definitely do a show, and I got peoples that would come on. We got to start bringing people on, man. I got Ahmed Rashidi trying to come on. Man, we got to just start like humbling ourselves and interviewing people. You
hey,
know what
I
I'm
mean,
look,
saying?
I
People,
definitely, I definitely would like to interview people, and
come
yeah,
I
on,
would say to
Khaled. I set
that
that shit up for you.
I would say all of the people that I've been asking to come on, stop hiding and come on, please.
No,
Help
you
us
know
right.
out.
what?
You know what I'm
If you
saying?
want
and whoever else wants to come on, please come on,
listen,
because I've
Right.
been
listen. Let's
definitely wanting people and sending people links and asking people to come on, and people don't be wanting to come on.
listen,
Right.
man.
So
Let us
please, whoever want to come on,
let
please
us
come on.
organize ourselves. We can do like we can do like interviews every Friday. Alongside of what we doing here. Bring somebody on every Friday. I handle that.
Now I
Look,
seen
it's
people
on the
like
way.
I seen people like charging for interviews, and I'm like curious as
Yep.
to how that works. Like, do you pay somebody to interview them, or does somebody pay you to interview them?
No, some people expect money to come out of your pocket in order to put in their pocket in order for them to talk to you.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Some
Hey,
people
well,
got,
I guess that'll be in the works when we get up some capital. You know what I'm saying? So if we want to
right,
interview some people, we get some money together, and I guess pay those people. You know what I'm saying? So that they
right,
can talk to us, or we can talk to them, and we can talk to each other. So, there it
right.
is.
Hey, look,
I'm not
look,
familiar
and
with that, you know what I mean? But it sounds kind of crazy. But hey, it's a new world.
right. Check this out. Speaking of an old world, though, when they was talking about those gun situations, look how they played the situation here. Look, just the veggie back off that. Look. Oh, here we go.
We've got millions of dollars worth of this stuff still in warehouses, still waiting to be sold by would-be purchasers. And the kind of purchases we get would send a shiver up your back. We busted one fellow not too long ago in Southern California who had a terrorist saboteur's handbook, who explained with the use of easily available chemicals how to detonate a car, how to booby trap a pen, and was making and selling this stuff. He also had plans for how to strip down and reactivate a deactivated machine gun. He's now in Camarillo as a certified mentally incompetent person. His friends put him in. And this is the kind of person who is dealing in this sort of thing. See, too long we've listened to the hunters. Nobody wants to move in on the hunters. But the hunters, the National Rifle Association has said again and again, you can't touch guns, the Second Amendment. Well, Second Amendment relates and speaks of a well-regulated militia. It doesn't talk about a ragtail tin soldier army of cannon collectors who are, most of them, disturbed people anyway. Now, I don't mean to say that this is just a California problem. I think the federal government has been extraordinarily lax in this field, both in allowing this junk, much of it foreign-made, into the United States, and in not passing laws to protect us once it's inside. The federal government shares a large portion of the blame on this. For years, we've allowed 25-cent would-be robber barons, the old warlords, operating out of Virginia and New Jersey and that complex in the Middle Atlantic states to ship these guns that were made for most of them for the Second World War, and a lot of them since then for other little wars in the Middle East and so forth, and simply dump them into the United States. And people are under some sort of impression that there are laws to prevent this, and there are not. And the chances of there being enacted are still rather grim.
Yeah, man. For people to be talking about gun control, y'all do damn sure ship a lot of guns everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Why ain't worried about what y'all guns could do to the people that y'all send them to? You know what I'm saying? They be sending crates and crates of guns to different countries, and then shit pop off there, and then they don't take responsibility for that. But over here, oh yeah, we need for y'all not to have no guns because y'all can't be trusted with guns. Well, you sure seem to trust everybody else with guns. You send guns to terrorists. Right. You send guns to people who say death to America. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sending guns to a lot of people, man.
You're like, oh, we're cool with them right now.
How come we can't have no guns? How come we can't have none if you sending guns to people who say death to America? Y'all sending them guns. And then let them come over here, too. Give them guns, and then let them come over here. But we can't have no guns. Because somebody might want to blow themselves up in the mall where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That ain't right. You know that ain't right.
Yep. Stronger than two boys fucking and two girls watching.
Right. Come on, man. You know, so I stand with Texas, man. You know, that might even be a place to go. You know, I might have to boogie on down to Texas. You know what I'm saying? I stand with Texas on that in that regard, man. Fuck the dumb shit, man. You ain't about to convince me that I need to put myself in a concentration camp.
Right. Like I'm cool where I'm at, and so is all my relatives.
That's the end result. The end result is
I got my
everybody
family
who did that. Everybody who did that and listen to to the people who talking about they got their best interest. Oh yeah, give us your guns, we'll keep you safe. And then next thing you know, you're in a concentration camp.
And can't concentrate.
I'm cool. I don't need to be concentrated. You know what I mean?
I got it from here. You ain't gonna just add water.
I don't even like orange juice concentrated.
Right. That'll be fresh.
Yeah.
Freshly squeezed.
And why I want to be.
That's not the kind of boost I wanted.
We're up in the concentration camp trying to get fresh orange juice. It don't work that way.
Right. From Jim Jones, maybe. And speaking of that Kool-Aid they give you in jail, with that understand me in it to get you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, you'll be in the range of ore. You will see the light. You'll see the light in no time.
Yep, like Mom said, you're gonna mind somebody, and if not, right? Like they say, you're gonna mind somebody, and if not, you're gonna behave. Right.
You keep drinking that
They
Kool-Aid.
got this shit in hella funny flavors.
Look. You keep drinking that Kool-Aid, you'll definitely be in orange range. You will be going to the light. You best believe that.
Right.
You will be going to the light with Jim Jones and the rest of them people over there.
Or Heaven's Gate. Go get you the Ross Nikes. And that purple sheet. These people follow anybody.
I'm into. Yeah, now you talking about shit I'm into, man. Yeah, people don't talk about that shit.
Huh?
they completely
With the Ross Nikes,
forgot
I
about
stole them
that shit.
Nikes before. Yeah, I had them Nikes before. You
I,
can get them at Ross. Yeah, them was cheap.
man, did you have the sweatsuit too?
Oh, hey,
Yeah, that's
ain't
crazy.
no telling what fell off the truck. Like the brother OGE double. Hey, what's up with the brother? You talk to him in a minute? E Bizzle?
I gotta catch up with him.
Shout out to him.
He
I be
he
forgetting
fall
about those
off. He
other
fall
things.
off
Like,
every now and then. You know,
okay,
he fall off
yeah,
every
from
now and
streaming,
then.
yeah, for sure. And I fall off
So,
from remembering to go on these platforms other than my own. So if you don't see me there, that's where I'm at.
mm,
That's where we at. We
Well,
building.
we expanding and expounding, but expanding. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And we need feedback. We need that. That's how we learn. That's how the village grows.
We're expounding to
I,
expand. How about that?
mm.
Here we go.
all right. Hey, I'm bringing the table to the table. It's up to us to, help build. Let me know what you'll see that, get you up off of what it is that you're functioning with that don't work for you. That's tracking your every
Yeah, get
situation.
get some able on your table. You know what I mean? Stop
Right.
living in the fable. Get your mind out the stable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because you
Out the
stay
wrong stable.
because if you don't, you'll stay in bullshit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mike got you chasing stallions like that ain't a male horse.
Right. You
Whoopsie.
chasing style. You think you chasing stallions in a nightmare.
Damn it, Jim.
That's funny.
You wake up in a nightmare with a stallion in your bed.
Leave
So
a
yeah,
horse head in
I
your
got a
bed.
couple of things I got a couple of things that we could talk about. A couple of connections I got when we not online and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that it definitely help grow this channel. Like you said, share, like, and subscribe. These are only our first couple shows. So, as
Right.
we grow, people can go back and see how much progress we have progressed in,
Right.
bringing out, certain information that's not privileged to people, on a daily basis, such as shapeshifters and, what I'm saying, just the things that
Right.
the normal people don't talk about outside of Lil Wayne and, Nicki Minaj and whatever
Right.
these groups got going. What I'm saying,
Right.
at a time they got something going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, if you want content to make, to enlighten you, to open up your mind, what I'm saying? All we ask is you just get a pen and paper, start writing, taking notes, looking up
No.
Yep.
certain
Yeah.
shit, We just might say one
Right.
word that we might say that alter your whole fucking life. It
Right.
might be
Right.
Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Malcolm X, or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean is like, we have to treat everything that we do, especially our channel as, our baby. We gotta nourish the
Right.
motherfucker. We gotta, what I'm saying, put the clothes on, even discipline it when need be. And that means,
Right.
other people like your homie coming over, what I'm saying, coming out of place and
Right.
stuff. But the
Right.
purpose is education. What we want
Right.
to encourage people to do is give us constructive criticism.
Yep.
Right.
Constructive critic. One thing that black people don't know how to accept is criticism, more or less than constructive. Our
Right.
our guard is
Exactly.
always up, to the point where if we even tell, and you tell a black woman about their baby nowadays and shit, you get your eyes scratched the fuck out. You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying, nigga? Please.
Yeah. I know
Hella
a
people finna
woman
get
who
called.
I told a woman more than 10 years ago that she should have had her baby in the bed at shouldn't be up at 11 o'clock at night. And her baby is grown now. She still don't speak to me.
Mm.
She still don't speak to me, and I'm like,
That's
but I
crazy.
wasn't wrong. But I wasn't wrong though.
Yes, that's
Right.
But
crazy.
but it was so repugnant for me to say to her, or for me to question her, her motherhood, that she
Yeah.
just excommunicated me out of her life completely. Like, how dare you
Period.
tell me something that I
Period.
know?
Period.
How dare
Hey,
you show
and
me
you
something
can't do
about
your bills
myself I
like
know?
that.
Period.
And a lot of times we ourselves are are discriminated on because we require people around us to think. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yep.
Because we don't say the things that people want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Because we won't game you and sell you a bridge. Now you want
Yo.
to buy a bridge, and we won't sell you a bridge, and you get mad at us because we don't got bridges in stock. I don't have bridges in stock. I'm sorry.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? But
I'm
some
not
of
gonna even
y'all,
tell
I
you
ain't
that
gonna
I'm gonna
hold
order
you.
one.
I ain't gonna hold you. As many charlatans it is out here, y'all do make me want to go out and get some bridges. You make me want to sell you a bridge. Because it's like
Right.
how you let people sell you bridges. I see bridge sales exponentiate. And I just sit back and just look at all these people out here selling bridges to these people and they ain't going nowhere. Where you gonna put the bridge at when you get it? But
You can't even go
damn,
back on
y'all
neither
got a
side.
lot of money for bridges. Y'all got a lot of money for bridges, and it's like you got people like us who got knowledge, who can get you to where you need to be at, right? And
Yep.
it's like if a brother like me or Pope or Shango, if we say anything that sound like they over there begging for cash apps. They over there begging for this, or they begging for somebody to subscribe to their channel, or they begging for that. You know what I'm saying? If anything that I'm begging for you to help yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm begging for you to help yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's almost like the substitute teacher. When the substitute teacher says, when the substitute teacher goes to the school and he's getting trolled by the kids in the class, substitute teacher, some of them teachers say, you know what? I got my education. I got mine. You trying to get yours. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I've been your age
So
before.
so if you don't want to listen to what I'm saying, then you know what? I'm good because I got mine. You trying to get yours.
Right.
I know what to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to figure out what to do.
Especially if you're
So it's like,
responsible.
man, it's like we got to stand down and stand by, and everybody has to kind of have their feelings and stop being so headstrong and all that, because that's a lot of reasons why a lot of people don't want to come and talk with us. They'll do interviews with somebody who's going to stroke their ego, but you won't sit down and discuss real topics that you might not shine on. It's like you just
Right.
like those rappers that are too good to do songs with people because people don't want to do songs with that person because they don't want that person to shine on their record. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They don't want to out rap
Well,
them.
if we get on the record with some of y'all, we gonna shine on the record, and they don't want us to shine on the record. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. You know.
Right.
So all of us gotta humble
And definitely.
ourselves and help ourselves to get more pieces of the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? Because we all in this shit
Right.
together. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They put us all in the same toilet.
What I eat don't make what you eat don't make me shit. But if you contaminate my airspace, you know what I'm saying? Like, or my
Right.
peace of
Right.
mind, you know what I'm saying? That does affect me. So, we can't be in this individual mind state that, like, what this person do don't affect me. If you don't take care of your kids, and my kids got to go to school with your kids, then your kids might be passing off bad behaviors or bad tendencies to my kids. So, you know what I'm saying? It does matter. Just because they ain't your kids don't mean that they won't affect your kids. So, you know what I'm saying? We all in this together whether we realize it or not. We need each other. We got to build, network, you know what I'm saying? And buying black is how we do it. You know what I'm saying? Supporting each other. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
It ain't
Online
no other way
classes coming
around that.
soon. Right.
Every other group of people does that. Every other people does that. So it's like,
Right.
when people be talking about like the Asian communities and how people discriminate on Asians and how it seems that the government goes out their way to make sure that people coming in this country get what they need and all that. A lot of that shit is fable. A lot of that shit is myth. Now what we can prove is that people coming into the country get tax breaks. That is true. But a lot of the setup comes from within. If you ever pay attention, a lot of people have their own embassies. They got their own development centers. You know, where somebody coming from a different country, they can go to the Asian Development Center, and they got some things in there for people. Like I remember when the pandemic first happened, and they had the care packages that Asian people was giving out only for Asian people, and people was getting mad about that. And it's like, how can you get mad about that? Because you're excluded, just like what Shango was saying. How can you get mad now? Oh yeah, they discriminating, but they're doing something for self. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, what that says to you is that you need to do something for self, and not wait for somebody else to give you something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, let me give you a little history in the city, in San Francisco. When Asian families got moved into the project, they were able to file and say that their kids weren't able to go to school. They were being disrupted. So they got moved to the avenues. Their Section 8 moved them into houses that, you know, that often their own community. That's how, like, a lot of sections out there, you know, they were able to escape the poverty through that part. So that is one come up that they were able to do that Black folks couldn't do. That, oh, you know what I mean? My kid lives in the projects, whatever. They just told you to go get it like Tyson. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And
in response to that,
they were able to.
And for our people, in response to that, is more means, is more initiative to do for yourself. Because if you see somebody else get, like, how long can we go on to keep making this complaint to say, well, they gave reparations to these people and they helped out these people. Well, they need to give us something too.
You gotta go get it.
How you sound? That's like somebody, like I said before, that's like somebody stealing your chain and you going to buy it back. That's how you look.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you look. Like, all right, well, how much is it? I'll buy it back off you. You look, it's the same. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
And the thing is, even if
like,
these people do give you money,
you can't expect these people to who've been obviously been skipping over you. You know, just like I go in the store. If I go into the store and me and a white person walk up to the counter, even my own people are going to serve the white person first.
Yeah.
Even my own people are going to serve the white person first. So what does
and
that
be
say
watching
to me?
you, think you finna steal something.
What does that say to me? To get mad about it, or to get my own shit? So I don't need to come in this store. I got my own shit. I don't need to come in your store, and therefore I ain't got to be trying to, push the white boy out the way, or say that I was here first or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I get my own shit. Or we go to places that support us where we don't get treated like that. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. So, you know, you online right now, and, you know, they banned your post. They took your post down. They censored you. They gave you a strike. You complaining about it?
Yeah.
Or are you doing something about it? Are you going through it? Or are you growing through it? As Les Brown would say. Shout out to Les Brown. You know what I'm saying? Les Brown is still around.
Right.
You know, but are you going through it, or are you growing through it? Are you learning your lesson?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or are you just making a mess?
Hey. Right. You either gonna get through it or get over it. You got two choices and one don't count.
Right. Right.
How about that?
We got you. It's like, man, nothing should deter you from moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't move forward with these people, move forward on your own. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Move forward with us.
We
you can see us.
We approaching that 3-hour mark. I don't know what y'all want. If y'all want to keep doing this, I think that we covered this. We covered this in almost every aspect fashionable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Discrimination.
Shout out to,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
In multiple forms. You know.
Right. Shout out to those that's been tuning in the whole time. I see we had an eyeball on this little situation. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it's been like
share if you care.
It's been like 2 to 3 people chiming in and out, you know. But
right. Appreciate you.
We'll grow that number when we
naturally
hone our craft and get better. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, those things say to me, get better. I can't, you know, struggle streaming is only but so much, but you know what I'm saying. We'll get better. We get better.
Right.
We do better. We get better results. You know. So with that said,
you better, you do better.
Benedictions. You know, with that said, I should be some benedictions. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you come across vital information, it's your obligation to share it with the nation. You know, truth is undefeated. You know, it's better to know something than to believe it. It is what it
Right.
is. You know what I mean? I
Wo-
say peace and
Words without
benedictions.
action.
You know.
Right. Words without action have no meaning. And if it takes a village, we built this one for sure. So I
Yeah.
have from here.
And we out.
Man, sign up
Peace.
before timeout. Peace.